What the f is that?
No, oh, what's...
Fuck, run! Run!
Guys, wait! Oh.
Do céu! Que é isso, velho?
Quid pro quo,
Yes,
Clarice.
we have capitalism and we embrace it, and they don't necessarily.
Right, well, they embrace certain kinds of capitalism
Just
more than we do.
He definitely hissed at him.
Oh! Okay. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Alright, this footage right here is very strange to me. It's showing some type of stationary lit up object over this house. Now this is not the moon. This is some type of UFO that has some type of cloaking cloud around it. Glad she's okay, at least, it looks like. At least getting help. Definitely someone.
They ate the baby. The maid that came out of the luxury hotel screaming, this was a few days ago, saying she saw that they ate the baby. Who? Some very powerful family members of an actress in the hotel had a ritual, was all caught by the maid. She's gone missing. She never misses work. She's always on time. If something's happening, she lets people know that she's not going to be there. She's nowhere to be found. Her family is looking for her. Her employer is looking for her. This is the second time I've seen where somebody sees something and then comes out frantically saying that they're doing something that bad, and then they're nowhere to be found. But she states she saw what she saw and said who did it. The controversy in Mexico is getting explosive when it comes to the rituals and what's happening to the little ones, as a lot of people are getting put on blast.
It's somebody in our I'm not playing. Come here. I'm scared to go up there by myself. Come on, it's somebody in the attic. Is this? I already called the police. Give me the gun. Give me the gun. KK, it's somebody in our attic. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God, KK! KK, somebody in the attic! KK, come here, please. Call the police.
Considering how expensive housing prices is, and this isn't the first time a story like that happened, it's not all that surprising. And that person was knocked out, wasn't he? He was a little too relaxed.
Is seeing its third major warehouse fire in recent days, following large blazes in New York and California. The latest fire reportedly involved an Amazon facility, though details remain limited as authorities investigate and local news outlets have yet to confirm the full scope. Social media reports and eyewitnesses indicate multiple incidents in the region, creating widespread concern. Earlier, a massive fire in Queens, New York drew significant attention, and California experienced a similarly devastating blaze at a distribution center. In addition, unverified reports suggest recent fires in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, including a jean store and other warehouse properties. While official confirmation for some of these incidents is still pending, the emerging pattern highlights a potential spate of fires impacting logistics and retail facilities across the U.S. Authorities are urging residents and workers in affected areas to remain cautious as fire spread can be rapid. Emergency services continue to respond, and updates are expected once investigations provide more clarity. The rapid succession of fires in multiple states has left communities shaken and the news cycle struggling to keep pace.
Look like the average worker's getting pissed off working at warehouses and only getting a 35-cent raise. But this is a bit extreme, don't you think? If you're enjoying the content, I make videos several times out of the week. It would be so cool if you hit the sub button and join me on my next video.
Transform
Some people could say this is just the lighting, but there seems to be something more dark going on here. This isn't normal at all. This is absolutely demonic, and this rapper goes by the name of Sway Lee. This just goes to show you that these artists in the music industry, they participate in a lot of dark things behind the scenes. Also, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just showcasing this video clip and how weird it looked when the light hit him, but maybe it was just the lighting. Maybe that's all that it was. Again, you can come to your own conclusion about this, but something ain't right about this at all. Something seems off about all of this, and I know I'm not the only one out there that finds this to be disturbing, that finds this to be strange, that finds this to be very bizarre. Again, you can come to your own conclusion. I find this to be very, very strange. What do you all think about this?
You want to know how deep I've gone down rabbit holes? I'm convinced that both of the world wars were really just to erase the old world, and that there was an entire narrative scripted around who the bad guys were, who the allies are, and it was really meant to just destroy all of these beautiful cities. They took out all of the bells. If you guys haven't looked into why there would be bells in public spaces, and the healing properties and the harmonious properties, all of the architecture was built in. Okay, it's sacred geometry, and it's not unrealistic that they started 2 world wars and put, at the time, our best men in every single country lined up across each other because they wanted to take out the most brave and quote-unquote prestigious men for every country, knowing that all of them would want to go to war.
History is written by the winners, right? I do miss bells, though.
You're hot. You know that? Dang. Where'd you go to school at?
I go Crockett.
All right.
Well, I'm asking a question. You don't have to answer. But let's just say, if you were really offended by that, just raise your hand. If it doesn't offend you, keep your hand down. Do you see what I'm saying here, guys? How would you like your kid talked to like that? We have to worry about our kids getting shot up in schools and all this other stuff, right? But what we don't need to be worrying about is the comments of a man to a minor.
Good dad.
Would you want that kid, would you want your kid around that guy without a camera around? I wouldn't. And I'm astonished by every single person here. I'm going to tell you straight up, if this guy still has a job here soon, I'm going to do whatever I can to raise as much money as I can to get every single one of y'all out of here. No joke. And the rest of the team is with it. We're going to be down here every school meeting and everything. That's unacceptable, man. And look at your face. You don't even care. This is your community that you're supposed to be serving. Look at the distraction. You put us on the map nationally, embarrassed us, and you don't even have the backbone just to walk off, dude.
He handled that very maturely and calmly, because if somebody did that to my daughter, I don't know if I would be able to handle it like that. He need to be fired immediately.
I have my skin shoes on today.
Oh yeah, you do.
People are saying those aren't even shoes. In the video, an interviewer approaches 2 people in strange outfits. At first, it looks like a fashion performance, but the closer he gets, the more everything feels wrong. One of them turns and shows exaggerated teeth and blue hair that doesn't look natural, like it isn't even growing from a scalp just attached to the head. And standing beside them is someone in high heels, but people online keep saying it doesn't.
Yeah, that's a bit much symbolism, right?
They don't know I'm here. I'm just hanging out. What is that? What is that?
I don't think the president will be there personally. Okay. No, this don't need to be available for the public. Too many weirdos out here. The Wi-Fi can already do this. The government can already do this to the Wi-Fi, so. Yeah.
Am I 100% human? No. I'm the shapeshifter.
Y'all gonna help him get up?
The hell is it?
A massive circular craft cutting through the night sky, glowing from its center like a burning sun, with beams of light shooting out in every direction. Whatever was piloting that craft was not from here.
Meant to symbolize rebirth while actually looping energy through a trap grid. Right now, I'm standing in the center of a multi-directional electromagnetic system. These light rails form a perfect coil around the structure, pulsing electricity into the ground and upward into the air. What they're doing is making this entire intersection a living battery. The metal phoenix, it's acting like a conductor, charging the atmosphere with every train that passes. The power boxes, the red grid, even the concrete below me has tech embedded in it. And your body becomes part of it the second you step into the circle.
When I found the body, it was in a state of decomposition. It was a moist environment. This thing smelled like hell. We kind of assessed the situation and figured out how to save as much as we could. We had to remove the internal organs and kind of skin it, and we had to put polymers and stuff on the skin to make it semi-elastic still, so we could stitch it back together. We had to drain out the brain. So we drilled some holes in it and poured some acid in through that, and then emptied that out. We did harvest the reproductive bone. We're called a baculum. The baculum exists in polar bears and other mammals. A lot of these mammals that existed do not procreate for like a family, and this is what we believe is part of why we don't see a lot of Bigfoot, is they don't maintain a family unit. Okay, they procreate in a very aggressive way and go their separate ways.
Is Bigfoot a government experiment or just a hoax?
The desert. Oh, hold up. There's a second part. What's it say? If they find me in a secret chamber, don't believe it. Where did they say they found him? A secret chamber.
The Bible warned us about what I'm about to tell you. And if you know the Bible, you know I'm telling you the truth. So now they're saying that they found the body of Jesus in Egypt. You heard what I just said? A British anthropologist is now claiming that they found the remains of Jesus Christ, along with the Ark of the Covenant, are hidden beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza. And they're not saying this is a rumor. They're saying that this is where it's located. According to the claims, there's a sealed chamber, a double cave hidden between some stone blocks, deep inside the pyramid's southern passage. And inside that chamber is what could be the most controversial discovery in human history. They're saying that's where Jesus is. But I need y'all to remember what the Bible told us, because here's where it stops feeling like a coincidence. In Matthew 24, there's a warning, clear as day. If they tell you he's here or he's been found.
Yeah, I ain't believing that. Why would Jesus' tomb be in a pyramid? Especially like the Great Pyramid. I don't know. That's just, it's weird, right?
Fox News is showing you a downed pilot, this woman right here, but I found the real signature. This is the grandma who just delivered McDonald's to the White House. So her name is Sharon Simmons. She's not flying no F-18s. She's driving for the 9 million people. This isn't a mistake either. It's a narrative glitch. When the morality of the newsroom is gone, they just reuse the faces and hope you aren't watching the patterns. We talked about the Epstein files and the scientists vanishing, and now we see the media can't even get their cast members right. The off switch is being pulled on their credibility in real time.
Get out! Get out!
Get out of the building! Get out of the building! Now! You're trespassing!
Go! Go up! Where are you going down for? Get out of the building! Get out of the building!
Man, they raiding this like it's Area 51. They trying to figure this out.
Hey. Get out! Get out!
Get out of the building! Get out of the building! Now! You're trespassing! Get out of the building! Get out!
Stop it! Get out! Just get out! Just get out! Thank you! Go! Get out! Go!
Area 51 raid. If you're enjoying content like this, I make several videos out of the week. It would be so cool if you hit the sub button and join me on my next video. Oh man.
何見てんの?
Ghosts always seem to be obsessed with kids too. Is it possible that kids are the biggest threat to ghosts and paranormal entities? Probably because they still have the power to see them and probably beat them.
Come on. Smooth as fast. Just run away. No way to get off of the ring.
All right.
You're not getting off. You can't get off.
You gotta slide down the flap. Slide down the flap. Slide down the flap.
Hurry. Run.
Okay, I'm going.
Slide down the flap.
My husband. Go that way.
Slide down the flap. That's it. Good. Don't go that far out. Stay close to the fuselage. Slide down the flap.
Video. Dad's helping.
Wouldn't it be crazy if a documentary team hired by the Discovery Channel discovered a child trafficking ring deep-rooted inside the American government back in 1988? Wouldn't it be crazy if this all started when Lawrence E. King, a political activist from Nebraska, was arrested on $40 million worth of tax fraud? Wouldn't it be crazy if funding for this documentary was pulled after connections were made between Boys Town church camps and recruiting of young men and women for special parties? Wouldn't it be crazy if, despite numerous cases of individual allegations, two separate congressional grand juries decided the entire thing was some elaborate, well-orchestrated hoax? Wouldn't it be crazy if they actually imprisoned some of the victims? Wouldn't it be crazy if the FBI and the CIA lost all the evidence in the Lawrence E. King case? Wouldn't it be crazy if Senator Lawrence Schmidt claims he was threatened on the floor of the legislature by an anonymous call? And wouldn't it be crazy if the investigator hired to look into this case died mysteriously in an airplane disintegration crash with this?
There's always a trail. They don't care about us, man.
I know y'all seen this video where like this 2-month-old baby is caught walking when it's obviously way too young to be standing up on its own. So this guy has on meta glasses and he's recording. There's the baby right there.
What the? I know I just saw her. Yo, am I tripping? Strange. I could have swore I just saw you standing up. You think I got that on my glasses?
He's in fact not tripping though, because right there is the baby peeking around the corner at him. And this baby clearly is not old enough and it looks really distraught right here. So it's making me wonder, like, what if it's something that's making itself look like the baby, like a mimic? That shit is scary. What do y'all think about this one? Let me know.
They found a secret door, but when they look inside, they make a dark discovery. A woman named Charlie explains that while looking through an old Victorian home, she stumbled across this gap between a shelf, revealing access to a hidden room.
No way. Found a secret door. Is that what this is? Oh, what is in there? I want to know what's in there. Okay, so I am looking at this house, and I found a hidden door, and I can't open it. Okay, I want to know what's in there.
As Charlie begins to figure out the mechanism and opens the door, she sees this.
Oh. What is that? Gosh.
As soon as she opens the door, she sees a creepy face on the wall and closes it before fully investigating what's in there. But on part 2, she goes inside and finds nothing but wallpaper leading to another area.
Okay, part 2 of the secret door that I found in an 1840s Victorian that I was showing yesterday. It's just a closet. As far as I know, it's just a closet with a couple of shelves in there. That's why I didn't post this second video that's coming up. it was not, this is a listing. This is not my house. So I couldn't go through these items. I couldn't peel back that wallpaper, but I do feel like there might be something behind that wallpaper on the bottom. I mean, if I have a buyer close on this, I will, see if we can't pull that back just to know for sure. But as far as I know, this is just a cool little secret closet in a really cool 3,000 square foot Victorian built in 1840. It's for sale. It's $200,000, which is nothing. It's beautiful. And it's got at least 2 secret passageways that I know of, or this is a secret doorway and then a secret passageway to the crawl space. Pretty cool.
Since she's only viewing a listing, she doesn't fully uncover this strange room or its contents, leaving whatever's going on in there. Total mystery.
I love Victorian style homes. I grew up in some, and I loved them. I love the architecture style. It seemed like it has so much attention to detail and it's such a unique style. But let me tell you a story, because when I used to work in New Hampshire, I love that state, by the way. It's one of my favorite states. When I worked there, I had to stay in a mansion. I think it was in, I want to say Jefferson, New Hampshire. This was like a decade ago. And if you wasn't a believer of ghosts and stuff, that place would have made you a believer. Because when I went in there, the energy in that house or mansion, because it was huge, felt so weird. And I've always been sensitive to energy. I don't like it. I hate it personally. I can like feel people's emotions and stuff. As weird as that sounds. I've always been kind of interested in, spiritual stuff because of that. I've always been very sensitive to other people's energy, and it's extremely annoying because sometimes I feel like you're losing yourself. It's hard to find out what's you and what you're around. Anyway, back to the story. The energy that was there had very big paintings. They were really old. It was like a bunch of I want to say slave owners. I don't know, but it was really old paintings. But I will never forget, because the whole team of us, because we was installing electrical meters in New Hampshire, we stayed in different rooms, and I stayed in the room with one of my coworkers, and we was in that room, and we was hearing all types of weird stuff. I mean, we shut the door, you would hear somebody running back and forth. You go open the door. You look left, you look right, you look left. You don't see nothing. But then you hearing something when you close the door again. And it wasn't just us. I asked other people who's on different floors had the same issue going on. We couldn't even sleep that night. All I remember was hearing all that stuff, the scratching, the running, all types of weird stuff. And we stayed up all night because we couldn't sleep. And we just looked at each other and said, something going on with this place, but I know I ain't coming here again. That was a very weird, bizarre experience. So yeah, I do think it's something behind that wallpaper, by the way. I do believe those old homes have ghosts and stuff, because when I was another story, when I was a kid, I used to stay with my godmother, and she had a huge house in the city. Same Victorian style. I mean, the house was huge, 2 basements, 3 floors. Nowadays, those houses got turned into apartments, like 10 apartments, but she owned all of it back in the day. And I never forget, it was a giant painting in the room we used to stay in with my sister. And I was like, that person is and he's a ghost. And then my godmother was like, yeah, when I first moved in here, it was haunting the place. I had to try to convince it to leave. Because I saw it. I heard it when I was a kid. So yeah, some people out here who don't believe in that stuff, and maybe they just been lucky enough to have not have a deal with some of the experience that some people who know ghosts exist or entities exist.
Y'all want to see a cloaked ship? Yo, that is insane. It's like not moving at all.
That's a
You are looking at an injectable fiber that behaves like living tissue, making it perfect for integrating with the human body. The University of Hong Kong has created a soft biocompatible semiconductor made from hydrogel, a water-rich material that behaves like living tissue. This means the next generation of cyborg technology may not look like copper and steel brain chips. It may look more like artificial nerve webs woven into tissue. This next gen of interfaces are soft enough to sit against the brain without the same harsh mismatch of rigid implants. For people suffering paralysis, this means that an artificial nerve system could soon be injected into the brain and body. And these soft human tissue-like hydrogels will not be rejected by the body's immune system. We are on the verge of a future where machines seamlessly merge with our bodies. This biocompatible, injectable fiber is the future of neural interfaces and implants into the brain.
There's been a bunch of reports coming out of Texas about a bunch of disaster relief Walmart trucks, tents set up in parking lots, and a bunch of signs on the highway saying that they're doing disaster relief drills. Look at all the comments. A bunch of people that live in Texas are saying that they're seeing the same thing. San Antonio, Dallas. So what could they be preparing for? Really going on outside, y'all. If you're seeing signs like this and you live in Texas, drop a comment below. Let us know it's real. Let us know what's going on out there.
If something happens in the next coming weeks, you know why, right? Now he just out there just full casting spells like it's nothing. Maybe that's why he wins all the time.
You want me to call the police for you? Or you want me to try and grab my hand? How you get down there? You want to try and grab my hand?
It was a narrow path.
A narrow path?
No, like a path.
Give me your hand.
Yeah.
Is working?
Check it out, family. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that creature? Nah, I can't tell y'all what his location at or what year, but all I know is somebody is recording this shadow creature. And remember, I got another video of a shadow creature, and they just popping out now. They ain't even had it no more. And if y'all look closely, y'all ever seen the TV show Samurai Jack? The little black shadow he had to fight all the time. That's what that look like. I need a creature identifier app so we can identify these creatures on photograph. This is crazy.
He's talking about a coup from Samurai Jack. I know exactly what he's talking about. The dude was super powerful. Do shadow people exist? Yes, for sure. I've seen one before myself.
A thunderstorm. We've got a lot of things happening today that could potentially limit our risk of severe weather later tonight. But if they don't change the atmosphere, then we're still primed for severe weather tonight. One of the limits.
Did she just say they? So it's confirmed that weather is being controlled. Where's the safety
this
controls for that?
Lives on their second floor that is abandoned. He was able to spot this face while coming back home. Notice how it's looking at him coming back. What would you do in a situation like this?
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
This is why I don't go underwater. And they can electrocute you too, right? I'm good.
Remember this?
Gresh never said extraterrestrial or alien. He said interdimensional.
And this one.
They are dropping out of linear space-time and traversing other dimensions. So some of the phenomenon that's extraterrestrial looks very, very close to something from another dimension.
And of course this one.
The theory is that what we're looking at here is something that can literally move interdimensionally.
And this.
It's just like we're thinking so different. And I think an advanced intelligence is manipulating frequency, electromagnetics, gravity when it applies, time, and consciousness. I don't look at this and think ET. I look at these as displacement craft that are coming from parallel realities.
Whatever happened to that?
I've been saying that on this channel for over a year now, that I think aliens, they don't come from a planet. they come from different dimensions because it goes in and out way too fast. You know, we had a senator say something like a couple of days ago saying that if we knew exactly what was going on with aliens, the whole economy could collapse and the world would just pretty much just go complete chaos. And to that, I got to say, try me. Try us. I think we can handle the truth.
What the just passed in front of our sun? Check this out. Now we're gonna check out the one below it. What was that? Also, did you see in the bottom left-hand corner that thing that was headed towards? So if that thing in the middle of the screen is supposed to be our sun, whatever passed in front of it, gigantic.
What type of job is this? I'm good, like a horror movie. Hope they get paid well.
I'm sorry, straight out of where?
With Donald Trump, NASA's back. Tomorrow, this mission's going off. The 127th mission to the space station. Mike and Sonia, the two of the 4 American astronauts that are on that flight, they're right out of central casting. But what happened, Sean? You talked about the moon, and I want to get to that.
The conspiracy theorists are like 40-0, people. 40-0. Yet you still laugh at us for questioning everything. You laugh at us when we point out the very facts of the inconsistency and all the plot holes and everything else. You laugh at us when we give you information that's verifiable, and you say that's not true because they told me so. Woe is me, you followers and lemmings, as you fall off of a cliff of deception instead of accepting the truth of what is life. Christ is the truth. The earth is a sealed realm. You cannot escape. Yet you are out here gobbling up central casting and all their associates as though it's the godly divine truth. Our Messiah rose from the death and saved us all at this very time of year. And on April Fools, you guys were played once again. Wake up, people.
Have y'all seen the new Cheez-It commercial?
Oh, that is a cheesy little baby. Yummy. Oh, what a salty little boy. So it's a boy?
Want it, need it, cheese it. Tell me I'm not the only one who finds this weird. She literally said cheesy little baby, salty little boy. What is cheesy about a baby? So I just find this pretty interesting, especially after those files came out and they compared babies to cream cheese. Explain to me how these companies are making these commercials and saying, yep, this one's it. Who is approving this? And before anyone says it's not that deep, it is. Just look at the Frida baby stuff having gold digger on baby products, having power sucker written on baby products. Just another large company joking about a topic that we aren't doing anything about. Also,
I don't know who on a marketing team decided that was a good idea, but that was a horrible idea. That was absolutely disgusting. Who looks at a baby ultrasound and think about food? Unless you a weirdo. And I don't want to know what you're doing, but they are just putting it right in front of our faces now. And as she said, we're not doing about it. I mean, what can we do about it unless we all get together and march somewhere? And even then, are they really going to tell us what's really going on?
Yo, bro, call these beats, bro. You a superstar. You a picture with you. Call these beats. What up, man? What up? What up? Hey, bro, you the man, bro. You the man, bro.
He do look just like him.
Shit! Just getting old. Oh man. What the fuck? Shit!
this thing out of here.
The Artemis crew has officially shared a photo of Earth. Yeah, Earth. But, does anybody else besides me find something very off about this? About this photo? I mean, come on. That's all I'm going to say about that. And here is another photo too that they shared, that NASA shared. I mean, come on. Oh, and this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is actually a real legitimate photo of the Earth. This is actually legitimate. Right? Very legitimate. I mean, I know that we have ways to create images with AI and stuff like that. I will let you put the pieces of the puzzle together.
I still believe in space. I don't believe what NASA say, but I've used telescopes and seen space. So personally, I believe it. Maybe it's just an illusion, whatever. But didn't they already say the photos they took, they put the Earth with like a bunch of pictures put together in Photoshop, like it's not real? First of all, if we're not mistaken, the Earth isn't like it's not a circle, it's not a sphere, it's like almost like an oval, according to astronomers. So, and where are the stars at? I thought stars were everywhere in space. So how can we not see those stars around the planet or behind it? I know you could say, well, the glow of the planet would be so bright or whatever, maybe you wouldn't see them. But to me, it's just weird. I don't know. I don't think that photo is real, personally.
Is that these old people, these old celebrities are never truly dying. They're just getting into another body. Very like vampire-esque, if you really think about it. But yes, I do think that in a way, consciousness swiping could exist. Now, are we talking about the soul that inhabits the body that was given to us by Christ? No, but I do believe that they have found a way through AI to store consciousness up into the point of being able to put it in certain people. But I also believe it's only achievable through AI. I believe that soul swapping is only achievable through technology.
All I want to know is who was the that came up with this idea to sacrifice people. All you need to know is count me out. So the Miami Zoo decided to build an underwater tunnel so you can view alligators and crocodiles. And you gotta be a special type of person to go through one of these tunnels, because if that start to leak, oh wee, lunch. Like you see how that crocodile acting? One false move and that situation has become extreme. Is there a weight limit for you to go through this? What if the tube leaks? What if it shatters? What if him and his boys decide to come full speed at that tube to try to crack that? All I'm gonna say is count me out. Like, I don't understand why people want to risk their lives for something that's not worth it. Willing to meet they maker sooner rather than later. If this the type of adventure you looking for, go ahead and try it out. But remember, count me out.
Yeah, we not going to that, right?
Alright, something's fishy around here and I don't like it. This tree, I know this tree well. This thing, that thing is not real. That's not a real tree. It's not in any of my childhood photos, and it doesn't even show up on Google Maps. On top of that, I feel like it's been getting closer to me. I went out there the other night and measured it 377 feet away from me. I measured it this morning. 345 feet away from me, the motherfucker's getting closer. It's getting closer to me. Why? There's no logical explanation. What is it, tracking me? It's not real. Life is a simulation.
So we got trees tracking people now.
Do you know about alchemical sexual alchemy?
There's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus. So this substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is Christ coming down into human form. Yeah. And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why he comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, which is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up the chimney.
Okay, so there's people on TikTok all over the place saying that there's only 45 seconds in a minute now. And somewhere in 2020, something happened. Anyways, I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, but check this out. The 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, watch how many seconds are in the minute.
All right, here we go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi, 16 Mississippi, 17 Mississippi, 18 Mississippi, 19 Mississippi, 20 Mississippi, 21 Mississippi, 22 Mississippi, 23 Mississippi, 24 Mississippi, 25 Mississippi, 26 Mississippi, 27 Mississippi, 28 Mississippi, 29 Mississippi, 30 Mississippi.
So it's 6 or 7 seconds faster than me already. So it'll be about 15 seconds faster than me on the whole minute. So it's only 45 seconds how we used to know them using the 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. It's weird, but it's real.
On my feed, a lot of people are talking about the passing of Dave Wilcock today. And of course, as a conspiracy theorist, I'm looking at his face and something doesn't look right. So I went to his page, I looked at his last 2 lives, and I did notice something that I did want to pull up, because I think if he has passed, it certainly wasn't today. He's been passed for a little while now. So if you have a look at his live stream that he did 2 days ago, there is something missing from the live stream that he did 9 days ago. And that is a distinct mole or freckle on his neck. Now, obviously, he could have had that removed within a few days within the same week, but I think it's very strange that he does look like he's wearing one of those CIA masks, and it just doesn't look like him in the last live stream. I think if he is gone, he has been gone for a while.
Ma'am, that is not your dog. It might have been at one point, but it isn't now. Whatever on God's green earth is copying your dog is doing this, but that's not your dog. So a woman noticed every time she turned her back to her dog started acting like it wanted to bite her. Just watch this. Oh no. What the? Now she said it started doing this after they went on a hike in the Escalante Petrified Forest in Utah. And her dog's been acting weird like this since. Just look at a couple of these freeze frames from where this dog is trying to eat her while she turns her back. Now that's a super predatorial type of thing to do. Cats do that. Look, he got caught. Now it's doing it again. That almost looks like a person's face. That is weird. Now I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the area where she went hiking and her dog started acting weird, it's also a really big area where Native Americans talked about skinwalkers. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think you might have got your dog switched out with a skinwalker, honey. Cause what the fuck is that? The better question is why? Why is it doing this? What's y'all's thoughts on this?
My thoughts on it is that that dog might have got replaced by a skinwalker or whatever type of entity or something, and is trying to blend in and try to control itself from eating her. She better be careful when she go to sleep. But in all seriousness, it could just be the dog might have a type of aggression towards her all of a sudden, and the dog need to be trained. Or it could be a skinwalker. I don't know. They do look really bizarre, though. I can't deny that part.
Is literally insane, but there are cold and flu medicines right now from brands like Dayquil, NyQuil, Tylenol, Advil, and Benadryl that's being urgently recalled after they just discovered rodent feces. I'm not even kidding with you right now. This is not a joke. It's happening right now. Multiple cold and flu medications that were sold nationwide are being pulled from shelves after investigators found evidence of rodent contamination. We are literally talking about medications that people take every single day. Dayquil, NyQuil, Tylenol, cold and flu, Advil, Benadryl, Motrin. These are some of the most common medicines in America. This initial recall was just found and triggered after inspections found signs of rodent and contamination risk, which is why this is classified as a serious recall. What obviously makes this even worse is the timing, because this is happening during peak cold and flu seasons when millions of people are actively using these medications without realizing that they're even under a recall. This is not like a normal recall where I'm able to provide you with the lot numbers and the best by dates to look out for, because officials are saying that the recalled products were distributed through Gold Star Distribution Facility. This is where the specific contamination was found, and they're saying that you need to check your packaging or your retailer to make sure that you don't have the products from that facility. Check your medicine, and obviously share this video to as many people as you can so that they can see it, and I will be posting updates as more details come out.
I guess I won't be using any medicine when I get sick this year. That is disgusting. I think in a few days they're supposed to release some videos for UAPs, I'm not mistaken. There's so much footage out there, it's hard to say that it doesn't exist, right? It exists.
Un grupo de físicos, químicos y astrónomos, entre quienes figuraban varios premios Nobel, se reunieron en Virginia, Estados Unidos, y suscribieron un acuerdo reconociendo más de 50 millones de civilizaciones distintas en nuestra galaxia.
Desde mucho antes de la Declaración de Virginia y hasta hoy, los objetos voladores no identificados interesan e inquietan. Miles de personas en todos los países del mundo han asegurado haber visto sus evoluciones o aterrizajes.
Los testimonios van más allá de sí.
Another one of my favorite diseases is Alzheimer's disease. Physician-caused disease. Pretty powerful statement. It's a physician-caused disease. We didn't have Alzheimer's disease 40 years ago. It was not in any medical dictionary, medical textbooks. It was not taught in any medical class. It only became a disease entity in 1979. Today, according to Ralph Nader, it rivals cancer in cost, $300,000 per patient, and it's the number 4 killer of adults over the age of 65 behind cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, then comes Alzheimer's disease. Now, we eliminated Alzheimer's disease from animals 40 years ago. Can you imagine a dairy farmer with 400 head of cows out in the pasture with Alzheimer's disease, and he's yelling at them, woo, and rattling the feed bucket trying to get them up to get milk, and the cows are all out there scratching their heads saying, why do we want to go to the barn to get milk? And if we did, where's the barn? Because they get kind of, So the farmer has to put fuel in the ATV and ride out there and herd them up, and the fuel cost goes up, labor cost goes up, so they have to raise the price of milk. Nobody's happy. So we eliminated Alzheimer's disease by eliminating vegetable oil, corn oil, and soy oil from the animal's diet, and putting in large doses of vitamin E and selenium.
Question for the audience. Most of you guys are older than me, so you have way more wisdom and knowledge, especially when it comes back to the past. Did they use seed oils back in like the 70s? Because I know McDonald's used to use beef tallow for their fries up to the 90s, and then only thing I remember that could have been that when I was younger was it Crisco? I think that was lard. I'm not sure. I don't use any of that stuff besides olive oil, so let me know in the comment.
Thought there was nothing on the ceiling, but he was wrong. The lights start flickering on their own, then around 3 a.m. she wakes up and sees something on the ceiling. Her father checked it out but found nothing there, so he rearranges their beds to make them feel safer, but it doesn't help. The strange sounds get louder, and the next night, the entity gets more aggressive. Something yanked his oldest daughter's leg. Puzzled, she begins to look around the room, thinking it was her dog, but she saw nobody there. If their father won't believe them, who is going to protect them tonight?
Were you listening when he told you?
Not only can you never talk about it publicly, you have to be a debunker publicly.
I'll tell the government right now, tell you right now if you're listening, NSA, CIA, I'm available. Okay? If you show me all the real wreckage, I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. I'll lie to my mother. I don't care. You show me a UFO, I'll lie to my mother. They got me.
There's that Palantir company just keeping tabs on everything that was happening. And
Palantir's involved in Gaza?
Palantir was involved in Gaza, yeah.
For sure? For sure. Put that into perplexity.
But it's all the same that has been happening forever. They haven't been helping anybody forever. They're letting politicians slurp on kids. Like, everybody is scared out of their wits right now. It's like our religious leaders are afraid to speak out. And it's like it's a time where it's like Satan is amongst us and our religious leaders are talking about at the poll. It's just like, what is going? I don't know, man.
We gotta get you up for the antidepressant, son. You're losing your marbles.
You think I am?
Come hang out with us. Just chill
I'm
out.
here.
Just chill out at the mothership tonight.
We're gonna have to pee in a little while, but no, people are just scared, dude. This is I hear from people.
They won't let you pee until you give them your guns.
Really?
That's how they're doing it now.
Anyway, I don't want to sound like a doomsdayer. Dude, yeah.
That's what you sound.
Do I sound like a sad person? A little bit. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Let's talk about something.
Don't worry, Theo. We all see what's going on.
If you show me, I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. Jesus was born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer? If Jesus does return, even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence could absolutely return as Jesus.
It's a shame to see Joe Rogan like that because he was the one that really got me into UAP and conspiracy theories. To see him sell like that is just so... It hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I don't watch him. I haven't watched him in like 3 years because he's just been getting more and more like tamer, and he don't really ask the good questions anymore like he used to.
We received some excellent cryptid reports. Let's check it out. The first one is from Sean O'Rourke. I've seen an eagle on the ground in West Warwick, Rhode Island in August of 2022. And from claw to head, standing straight up, it was at least 6 feet tall. Its wingspan was maybe over 20 feet. I couldn't believe my eyes. I never thought these animals could get that big, but seeing is believing. This was near the Scituate Reservoir, which is protected state land. Quite a simple report, but that's how it ends. Got another Thunderbird report, or at least what people call Thunderbirds, because you got to remember, in the same category as Thunderbird, cryptozoology often views pterosaur sightings in a similar vein.
Your clothes are poisoning you. That's what people are saying right now about Sheen. There's lawsuits, investigations, and claims that some of these clothes might contain harmful chemicals. I'm talking about things like lead and other stuff you do not want to be wearing on your skin. Now, before you panic, this doesn't mean every Sheen item is dangerous. But here's the issue. Fast fashion moves fast. New designs every day. Super low prices. And sometimes that speed can come at a cost of quality control. So yeah, some items have reportedly tested above safe limits. And that's where concern comes in. Because if these companies aren't checking everything properly, what are you really wearing? Now again, this isn't proof that your whole closet is toxic, but it does raise a bigger question. How much do you really know about the stuff you're putting on your skin every day? Cheap doesn't always mean safe. In this situation, got a lot of people looking at their clothes differently. So will you still be buying from Sheen after this? Or no?
I don't buy from them because I really don't like fast fashion. I know it's ironic considering the t-shirt I got on, but I try not to buy cheap clothes that I'm going to just replace in another year or two because of what it, one, it's cheap for a reason. Two, I don't really like buying popular Chinese clothes and stuff. I hate to say it because I feel like they don't have as many safeguards as the United States do, and the quality is way worse. I mean, I'm just saying. I know people out here who buy new clothes every week from that company, from Shein.
This video calls into question a lot of what geology courses teach today. It was filmed in Brazil. It just broke on Twitter. These guys crack open this, what looks like a rock, although it has a bit of a grain pattern to it, almost like wood. They crack it open. It's not obsidian. They already did an analysis on it. This is absolutely not obsidian. The going theory for this crazy looking thing is petrified tree sap from the ancient giant trees that were all around the earth before they got cut down by the 200 angels that God sent down to cut down before the freaking giants could climb them before the flood. If that lore doesn't get you, I'll tell you about it. Now, this is the exact kind of specimen that the Smithsonian Institute would swoop in to verify its authenticity before conveniently losing it. And if that went over your head, I'm telling you right now, many hundreds of geological findings, ancient giant bones, ancient giant skulls, ancient dragon bones, they say is a freaking T-Rex or whatever, and it's not. Smithsonian swoops in, I gotta check out if this is legit, man, don't worry about me. And then they lose the specimen. It's happened dozens and dozens of times. Look at the archives in the newspaper in New York City, all the freaking giant bones they dug up when they built that city. Now, before you say, I'm crazy, that's crazy, just know the same people who tell you a chemical that melts the road when it spills is good for your teeth and they add it to the water to make sure your teeth are strong are the same organized body that tell you that Devil's Tower, which is flat on top and has hexagonal structures all around it, is formed by magma and erosion. Look at this. And Devil's Tower is not the only one. This is somewhere in South America as well. Flat topped. Of course, because the wind blew it flatly. This is what you don't understand. It's right in front of your face. You just got to have eyes to see it, man. It says, what is it? The eyes are useless if the mind is blind.
Now, if they can lie to us about this, that, and the other, imagine what they may be fibbing about.
Yo, check it out, family. While we were sleeping, NASA uploaded this. They said they spotted this last night. And this ain't AI. This came from NASA themselves. I understand they a Decepticon. We can't trust them. But it's a reason why they showing us this. And for all my people who can really see and understand, if you know, you know. Because what that look like. At the same time, I told y'all, 2026, the veil is gone. It's Nathan there. It's gone. It's out of there. 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10. 1 and a 0 is used in binary coding. You flip the ones back into 0. Reset. Great reset. Like 44 used to say, if y'all know who 44 is. But that being said, family, y'all let me know what y'all think and feel in the comment.
Why would NASA let that slip? I don't know about that. I do believe stuff like that is real. Obviously, that's an angel, I'm not mistaken, correct? But nah, I don't think NASA would let that slip while people are sleeping. That look like AI to me because it's such a short clip, and I'm so skeptical of clips nowadays because of AI. If it's less than like 15 seconds and it look supernatural, they got me. I'm probably gonna think it's fake. I want to believe, but it's so hard to tell nowadays.
People say this is the spider bear, and yeah, it's one of the most terrifying cryptids ever talked about. This thing was first rumored to be discovered in Australia, but somehow this bone-chilling footage came from a motel deep in the Appalachian Mountains. The man staying there started hearing strange noises crawling through the ceiling, and at first he thought it was just a raccoon stuck in the vents, something normal, something explainable, but then he made the worst mistake possible. He started recording. Listen closely to that clicking sound in the background, because if you know the old Appalachian rules, you already know what that means. The moment that claw pushed through the ceiling, any sane person, I would have run or burned the place down, but he didn't. He kept filming, and this ended up being the last video ever recovered from his phone. So let me say this clearly. If you're ever staying in the mountains and you hear scratching above your head, don't investigate, don't make a sound, turn off the lights and pretend you were never there.
What the heck is a spider bear?
TikTok, y'all gonna want to stick around for this one. Y'all remember when they said that 2 of the astronauts were central casting? Well, let's talk about it.
127th mission to the space station. Mike and Sonia are the 2 of the 4 American astronauts that are on that flight. They're right out of central casting.
So today is April 10th, and the Artemis 2 is set to splash down in the Pacific Ocean. Do you know what else happened on April 10th? Here, let me show you. And also let me show you who was part of that central casting. On April 10, 2024, this popular TV show, Fallout, aired. Now, the thing about Fallout is, I found one of those astronauts on this show. Meet Victor Glover, who's the pilot of Artemis 2. Do you know who else Victor Glover is? Let's find out. Well, here's Victor Glover 2 years earlier as a cast member on that very famous show, Fallout, which aired April 10th, 2024. Now, when they tell you that they get them right out of central casting, they get them right out of central casting. Now, you might ask yourself, for those of you that don't know, what is central casting? Well, I'll give you the definition and then show you the company. Central casting, the department of a movie studio responsible for casting actors, especially viewed as a source of people who are stereotypical of their role in appearance, behavior, or nature. And look at the bottom, a politician right out of central casting. Now, if you look here, here's the company, Central Casting. It says Central Casting is the leading background actor casting company in the United States. We cast hundreds of roles on set every day. Sign up to be a background actor. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. I told you all, I'm trying to be a great producer like Spielberg, only for Central Casting.
What are the odds of that person being in Fallout and then being an astronaut? That is mind blowing. Like, it's literally right in front of our faces.
Promise y'all that y'all don't want to miss this video. This right here is one of the real reviews that we all been waiting for. We've always had a speculation about these meta glasses and what they have been doing, the radiation, y'all. Do you see this lady's face? This is what the meta glasses did to her face. She's thinking this is a chemical burn, but if you really look at her face, it's radiation. Look at that. She said the glasses exploded all over her face. Exploded all over her face. If y'all got one right now, man, gotta check it out, because even with these e-bikes blowing up, you think these things could do it too? Look at this.
Okay, don't come for me. I'm going to get my hair done after work, but I didn't want any filters on this because I wanted y'all to see something. Do you see these marks here, here, and here in my face? And then all of the acne scars in my face right now. This all happened because I bought some Oakley Metas. I don't know what type of chemical they have in those glasses. It burned everywhere that the glasses sit. You can literally see the line where my glasses sit. It burned everywhere that the glasses sit, and it completely broke my face out. It was literally the only thing that I did differently. And it completely, whatever chemical is in these glasses, it just like tore me in half. Then on top of that, and I want y'all to keep in mind that this was close to 2 months ago, and these bruises and scars still have not gone away. I have tried everything to get this stuff to clear up. Speaking of me trying everything to get this stuff to clear up, I bought this to see if I could get rid of the circles and things like that. Let me be clear, this shit ain't nothing but greasy. Look at this. I want y'all to see how greasy this mess is.
Nothing.
Like, look how shiny my face is. I'm not about to get on here and play with y'all.
See, I knew there was a reason why every content creator is pushing those glasses, bro. Every single one of them has one on. So y'all know what I did. She's not the first one that's going through this. Look at this. The same thing happened to my friend with the OP glasses. She kept saying it was the glasses, but I was like, how? So what are they doing? The person said as soon as they got an Oakley, it tore their face up as well too. And people are also agreeing with me that it's also radiation, that it's not chemical.
I hope people wind up suing for that, because that's unacceptable.
Showed us the shoebox. He had the pictures of people being executed, but he also had a mask in the shoebox, and he pulled this mask out, and the mask was a human face, but the human face had the eyes in it, and it was warm, and the back of the mask had an imprint that looked like scales. And so this was very bizarre, and the eyes on the back of the side of the mask were not for my eyes, I know that. So it was something that, you know, I can honestly, I'm a firm believer in Socrates' principles of true wisdom comes from knowing that I know nothing. I don't know what that mask belonged to. I don't know if it was alien or a race that's maybe been on the planet since prehistoric eras or some secret government project. But I do know that was much more advanced than any technology I had ever seen. I don't think we could have reproduced that. I don't know how it was made. It was basically a living mask.
All right, brothers and sisters, it looks like we have made it beyond the realm of silicone skin suits and Hollywood props and masks and This is beyond clones. A living mask, a mask that has its own damn eyes, and the other side has the imprint of scales.
It's not all that surprising. You know what it reminds me of? An episode of Goosebumps, I think it was called Living Mask on Halloween. The girl put the mask on and it changed her whole personality and everything. It stayed on her face and she couldn't get it off. Like the mask had like a soul on it. I could see Reptilian, an alien wearing a human mask to blend in. I don't think it would be that hard considering how well humans can do it. And that's for the public. So imagine what the government got, but then imagine what they could have. So it wouldn't be surprising. I would be surprised like a face that melt to your face, kind of like Iron Man, but literally just like goes on their skin directly. So it really looks like it's a face.
Why is the floor moving like this in Texas? Why is this thing moving like it's alive, like it's breathing? Nah, these people were creating a trail for their horses with their tractor, and their tractor started moving like it was a waterbed. So they got out and was like, what is going on here? So they had to dig it up to see what this is, because it's weird. Why is it moving like this? Y'all gotta see what this thing is, bro. It looks like some type of, I don't know, bro, but the whole trail is full of it. They don't know where it came from because it was never like that before. And then all of a sudden, look at this. What is that? What? It looks like some jello, some pudding. What is that? Man, Texas is so big, bro. Like, how do you find something like this? How does something like this happen, bro? It's like the earth is like melting or something like that. And they say it's hot too. And then remember, with all this flood that's happening, like the water's coming up from underneath the ground, bro. And remember about the mud floods, the Great Tartarian mud floods? It looked like that, right? The earth is changing right beneath us, bro. Let me know down in the comments below what this is, bro. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it, man. Peace out.
After removing a lot of clay, there was a lot of sand and water, as you'll see in a second. But we're not sure. Is this safe for the animals to be around? Do we need to fence off this area completely? We would really like to get y'all's advice in the comments. See right here, it is just like pudding or jello. It's such a weird consistency. Let us know what y'all think. Is this sinking sand?
It's real NPCs in the world, dog. This nigga is dead ass not here. Give me shit. What? I'm at Walmart, bro. I swear I'm at Walmart in the parking lot. It's not AI. Bro, this nigga is not real. For real? He's dead ass nigga. He's not asleep. What? The fuck? Yo, nigga, what is this? What the fuck, nigga?
It's over. You've seen it for yourself, guys. NPCs are driving now. You better look both ways before you cross. Shut up! People are saying, somebody said this. What if it's the NPCs that's causing these collisions in the streets?
It could be possible. You know, they say it's a conspiracy theory that traffic isn't real. It's something the government set up. Thing what they say, they make a bunch of dog barking in certain areas to drive people insane. Or even the data centers with the humming is driving people a little crazy. And the new data centers that's being built next to people's houses in certain states, I definitely could see it being a thing. I don't know if I'm ready to accept that there are NPCs. Literally, there are some people that I'm like, man, do you think at all? Is there any thoughts in your brain? I do wonder that quite often. There's more people than I would like to think that it's just, there's no thoughts. They just do stuff.
They got her. They got her. Who the heck is this? Who the heck are you, lady? This isn't the Angelina Jolie I remember. What is happening in Hollywood? My problem is that Betty White always looked like Betty White. But today's celebrities, if you went to a coma 5-10 years ago, you really wouldn't recognize any of them. What is going on here? Look at her eyes. There is an absolute void here. Like there's no emotion whatsoever, completely vacant. I remember these photos being released around the time that she was filming her new movie and being in utter shock. It was like, someone needs to take her pulse. Is she okay? Genuinely concerned. I'm not trying to be mean, because these hands are not something that you see on somebody her age or on anything like living and breathing. And also her skin, she is completely white. I am no doctor, but if hands are any kind of representation of health, I would say she's not fit to work. This is honestly extremely concerning to me. Angelina always had light in her eyes. She always had this glow about her. She always had this olive skin tone. And now it's like the light in her eyes is gone. Her glow is gone. That energy is gone. And it's like she's just like an empty vessel. At this point, with everything that's been exposed about Hollywood, it almost seems like the bigger star you are, the more that they drain you. It's almost like Hollywood is sucking the life out of their talent. And they're just like empty vessels of who they once were. Even from just a few years ago. See the light in her eyes? Completely gone. What is happening in Hollywood?
Both of these are from the Epstein files. Okay, just to backtrack a little bit, I made a video where I enhanced this figure in the back of this file, and a lot of you were asking for the file number, so there it is right there. And if I remember correctly, this was taken on June 22nd, 2016 on an iPhone 6S. Why that matters, I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. And I asked people to trace what they saw, and a lot of people were seeing the same thing. I do think most people agree that it's Palm Beach Pete. Now, Ghost Girl Leah, I will tag her below, enhanced this even further, and it looks like you can see a rib cage. But then I remembered a video I made about this text conversation, which is taken directly from the files you can see above the Department of Justice website, between Jeffrey Epstein and AM, who I believe is Prince Andrew, or former Prince Andrew. You've got Epstein sitting against what looks like a bed with these metal bars on the wall behind him, and in the reflection you see that figure. And then of course in this text thread you've got the man against the bed with a woman who I've blacked out because she's in her underwear, and she is not what she appears to be. She is actually a praying mantis. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Also, someone told me to look up a certain woman. I cannot remember her name off the top of my head, but I went and watched a few of her interviews, and she is the one that claims she was in the bedroom with Jeffrey Epstein when she saw him change into what she describes as a reptile / demon type figure, and then he switched back to himself. And some people just think that's nothing more than a person with a towel on their head. But when you brighten and sharpen the photo, that's the shape that it looks like.
There is a lot of weird stuff in Epstein files, but my question is to people watching, is it anyone or a video or any way I can find all the weird stuff that's in the Epstein file? Obviously, I know there's a bunch of like bad stuff in it that we already know about, but I want to know like the really obscure stuff, like supernatural, like magic stuff from other dimensions, stuff like that. If anybody know, please let me know, because I feel like there's a bunch of weird stuff in it. The more people dig in it. And she's right, it could be somebody in a towel. But to me, that don't look like somebody in a towel. I do look like it could be like a bug or something. You know, that's crazy to believe.
Serious question. What happened to the dragons, and why do they want us to believe so much that they never existed? I just went down a rabbit hole, and there is an article from 1882 from the Los Angeles Times. This article describes a train leaving Los Angeles, going through Don Palmas to head to Arizona, being attacked by a 30-foot flying serpent, a dragon with 6 wings, 30 feet long, 12 inches in diameter, attacking this train. How is it possible that this would occur and it would be posted on multiple media outlets? There would be different accounts. And not just that, this wasn't a one-time incident. Throughout the 1800s, there were multiple accounts of flying serpents, of dragons being in existence and attacking different things or just being seen in the skies. Yet we're told that they never existed. And if you take it a step further, dragons were mentioned in the Bible. Not just that, in Sumerian history, in Egyptian history, in Chinese history, dragons have been mentioned. In fact, dragons have been mentioned for over 6,000 years, and they're the only animal in the Chinese calendar that's said to be fictional, even though they play a major part in their culture. So the question isn't just what happened to the dragons, but why do they want us to believe that this flying serpent that they say had 6 wings, that could be hundreds of feet long, that could be huge, breathing out fire, why do they want us to believe that they never existed? And where did they go? Let me know if you guys ever saw this article. Let me know what you think about this. If you don't know what I'm talking about, save this video. Go look into it. Look into the 1800s. Look at the history of the dragons. Come back, share your thoughts. Per usual, these are my personal opinions. This is all alleged. Can't confirm or deny any information, but I definitely implore you to do your research. Whatever else I find out, I'll be back. Like, follow, stay for some more tea. And if you like interesting topics like this, grab your copy of 50 Forbidden Mysteries. Link is in the bio, and feel free to join the private group chat.
This is a world flight map from 1930, and look how they were flying back then. They were using the Zeppelins or the blimps or whatever you want to call them. Here's one showing a path, and they show the pictures all the way around this. And then look at this. Here you go over here and across the Pacific. You have them as well. And then obviously you have your airplanes, but I'd much rather take a ride than that. Very interesting. And you can see all the different areas they would fly, whether it's by plane or by the Zeppelin. And then these are all the different places going around the bottom. I can't make it out. I think this is Chinese, the language on here. I'm not sure. You can tell me. Thought it was really neat though. They showed a lot of different areas and different people. Like, and then some of the buildings they showed like that. And then like this one here. It's just absolutely amazing. But I have no idea where any of these are at because I can't read any of those. But these are obviously all places that you can go visit. Look how big that building is. And then they would travel up here, as you can see, to that destination, and then going down to what would have been Alaska, which was America by then. Really neat. Really, really neat. Comment, let me know what you think about that. I thought it was a really just interesting map. You can see the whole one here and just all the different areas they would travel to.
It was a video I saw years ago. I think it was Mr. Ballin on YouTube. I don't remember who talked about how when people were building airplanes and stuff like that, trying to successfully build one, it was this guy who was already using like a blimp or something like that. And he talked about how fast he could move across the country. And people saw it. And the one person who was explaining the story was talking about how the person came there really fast, gave him some information, and with the information he was able to, build his own. I always thought that was very fascinating. I feel like they got rid of blimps because it seemed like they used to crash a lot. I used to see them a lot more when I was younger. I don't see them at all now. And another question, how come they got rid of all the cool architecture? Like, how come we don't build that anymore? We build a bunch of boring skyscrapers. There are some interesting things that we build now, but nothing like back hundreds of years ago. Man, that stuff was beautiful. Glass in my house. Come on now. Kids, exactly what you do. If when we get out the house, somebody breaking in.
fact that it just moved so quickly. Yeah. But then, like, the motion capture camera didn't see that shape. And, like, when it was
He was working the night shift when he sees this. A school janitor begins to record an ominous video claiming something in the school is following him.
Here at work, I'm here in the janitor's closet. Yeah, let me just show you guys. All right. Just to, I don't know, let you guys know, this school was built on a cemetery. I don't know if that helps my situation or not, but previous janitors that have worked here have tried to tell everyone that, you know, every night something happens, some spooky, I don't know, paranormal or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, I didn't really believe them until tonight. I was in here cleaning up after some students had thrown a party, but it's been freaking me out is this one right here.
The man shows this red balloon, whom according to the man, has been following him around while cleaning the classroom.
No matter where I'm at in the classroom or what I decide to do, it just follows me. And do your thing, you stupid balloon. I got you on camera now, so let's just, see? That right there. Shit.
But it's only until he tells it to do it again that something happens that sends him running away. Take a look.
See, no. It just follows me no matter what. No, I can't.
As the balloon falls into the hallway, just behind it, we can see what looks like someone running by inhumanly fast. Knowing the place was built on a cemetery, and now this, the man is scared for his life.
That usually kind of made me somewhat sad because I just imagine a kid, trying to push the balloon. But who knows, right? But that's what I like. That's what I think. That's why I always kind of get sad when I see the whole balloon paranormal type stuff. But in the shadow going by was just crazy. I know I've been gone for a while, and I've just been really busy. March was a really tough month for me. People who's been paying attention to what's been going on to my community posts and stuff. My cat died a month ago. The beginning of March. I had cancer in February. I got his ashes here. Got it like not too long ago, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I still miss him. I had him for 7 years. Very important cat to me, especially to my wife. It was funny. On my way out to get Salem ashes, it's a PetSmart in a hospital. It's a hospital in a PetSmart. And as I was going out, I noticed that they have cats that you could adopt. I've never noticed that before. I've been there so many times. I guess I just never paid it any mind. But as I was in there, I saw a cat that I thought was very interesting. He seemed pretty chill. And I was like, man, that's a pretty cool cat, but I don't think I'm ready to have another cat. So I left. And about 3 weeks later, I decided I wanted to, go back in to show my daughter some animals, guinea pigs and stuff like that. Thought it would be fun. Then as I go in, I just happened to look to the right. And I'm thinking, there's no way that cat is still there. And sure enough, when I went to go look, that cat was still there. Apparently he was a fan favorite, but nobody would take him. So then I just said, screw it, I'll fill the application out. And if they let me take him today, I'll take him. And I was able to take him. Pretty big cat. Let me grab him. So this is my new cat. His name is Thor. He's much younger than Salem. He's only 3 years old. He's a good cat, but he caused a lot of issues. You know, when I first got him, the second night he jumped out the window. He went through the screen and jumped out. That was very stressful. He came back he came back like 6 hours later. But he liked to climb on stuff. He's super active, obviously, because he's younger. And it just took some time for me to get used to. So that's one of the reasons why I've just been so busy trying to get used to this cat and a bunch of other stuff that was going on. But don't worry, moving forward, I plan to have a consistent schedule moving forward. So expect to see a good amount of videos from me this month. And that's all I got to say to you. Thank you for watching. You want to say thank you? No, you're not going to look at the camera? That's fine. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I don't know if you guys see it. I'm gonna give it a seizure. Where the hell is it? Whoa. Full brightness. Come out! Oh no, you ain't getting away from me that easily. Get over here. I just realized it might be trying to lure me into a trap. I probably shouldn't follow it all the way.
Scientists just tested kids' shirts from fast fashion stores and found toxic lead in every single one of them. So every single shirt that they tested came back with lead in it, and the red and the yellow ones actually were the worst because of the chemicals that they used to make the bright colors. Some of the companies actually put lead in the dye on purpose because it makes the colors brighter, and it's way cheaper than using the safe option. This isn't just a random study either, because Shein and Temu are already under federal investigation right now for toxic chemicals that were found inside of their kids' clothing. South Korea also just tested their products separately and found lead levels 10 times higher than the legal limit. Hello? They also just tested what would happen whenever a kid would chew on the fabric, because obviously every single parent knows that they would. And even with just a few seconds of a child chewing on the fabric, it would exceed the FDA's daily limit for lead with children.
It's going to build up in the body, and so that level goes up and your risk of a health effect is going to be worse.
The CDC says that there is no safe level of lead within kids, obviously, because it's linked to permanent brain damage and lower IQ. Safe alternatives do exist, they just cost more. So they went with lead instead.
I know this is going to be a hot take, and I try not to be political on this channel, but I am not a fan of Chinese goods. I don't know how else to say it. I don't like fast fashion. You know, I got a t-shirt on. It's red. Maybe it's giving me lead. I don't eat on it. You know, I don't chew on it. But it's just like, I'm just not a fan of stuff that Chinese stuff. Most times cheap, it's garbage. It breaks in a few years. I hate to say this, but a lot of Chinese stuff, they take cheap corners. You know, if you look at the culture of China, it's all about like kind of one-upping somebody. And they will cheat to get to one-up. You know, I'm not saying all Chinese stuff is bad. I'm not saying I don't like Chinese people, because that's not the issue here. It's just the quality of that stuff. And then you have corporations bringing the garbage over here back in, what was it, like the 80s, 70s, whatever. That's when I felt like kind of like the American manufacturing stuff really got shafted, because it was just like, why would you buy American stuff, which is obviously better, but it's way more expensive? And sometimes I wonder if that's like by design. You heard what it said about the lead. Maybe that's by design, because you don't know rich people not wearing that stuff. So maybe it's by design to keep the middle class and below stupid, because they say low IQ. I don't know. That shouldn't happen, period. It's the same thing with the drugs that China bring over here. They'll make it illegal in the United States. The scientists will tweak a few things in it. Comes right back over here again. How do you stop something like that? That's the issue I have. I feel like a lot of stuff should just be made here because the regulations are stricter. I'm not saying like America's perfect or we wouldn't have similar issues, but from what I know, American made stuff, besides cars, sometimes have higher quality.
Are y'all seeing this right now? TikTok wants us, this is how freaked out I am. TikTok wants to use our likenesses to cast us in AI videos. There are so many things wrong with this. First and foremost, that they're trying to replace creators with fake AI versions of them. Is anybody actually opting into this? Ever since the sale to Oracle, TikTok has been a mess. I think we've all experienced that, especially as creators, but this is next level dystopian. If you opt into this, they can just use your face, make a fake AI version of you, and just make content with you in it without you being in it. I need to know what y'all think about this, because like, am I missing something? Is this actually good for creators or consumers or anybody, or is this just like a way for like content creators to be obsolete because they're just going to create fake? Everything is going to be fake forever. Ah!
You know, YouTube has a thing to fight against AI. So you can sign something to make it so if it feels like somebody else is faking your avatar, obviously you can like strike the video or something. I think all things should have that, because I feel like the whole AI thing is going to be weird. I think it's going to get to the point where you're going to start seeing made by humans and subtitles in a corner or something, and people are going to gravitate to that because they don't want AI. And you have some people who just doom scroll, who don't care that it's AI. And he's right. Ever since Oracle took over TikTok, it has been way hard for me to find content for this channel. Before Oracle, and when the original owner owned TikTok, I never got the same video twice. I never got anything that was over a week old. So when people say things like, oh, well, I saw these clips already, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, because, you know, I'm going through it. It's not old to me. But when I look at the date, it could be a little older. But I guess when I find videos for this channel, I look at it for a few seconds and I think it's a good fit, or I don't think it's a good fit. And then I go to the next one, because I want my reaction to be genuine. I don't want it to be scripted. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be real. So it has been a lot harder to find content. And I don't think that's cool at all. I know CapCut has something similar too. If you upload your content to their servers and stuff, it's pretty much saying when you sign the TOS, they can use your stuff. So I don't ever upload my stuff. And, you know, the companies might think it's a good idea to replace you with AI, but consumers definitely get fatigued from creators. You know, if you're making content every single day, multiple times out of the day, people eventually do get fatigued, or they'll be like, you know, I'm not going to watch this one. I'll watch the next one because this person is posting every day or multiple times a day. Obviously, you got some people who love it. They want as much content as possible from their favorite creator.
A 16-year-old boy attempted to break into a home late at night, but was met with a violent response from the homeowner. Emily Carter, a 32-year-old female homeowner, heard unusual noises at her door and discovered someone trying to open it from the outside. Feeling tense and afraid, she quickly grabbed a baseball bat and struck forcefully when the boy's arm reached through the doorway. The boy, Jason Reed, suffered a severe arm fracture on the spot, which was later determined to have caused permanent functional damage. Jason's mother subsequently filed a lawsuit stating that her son was unarmed and just trying to steal some money. She argued that Emily used excessive force and demanded up to $2 million in compensation for medical expenses and related losses. Emily's lawyer, however, emphasized that Jason was attempting a home invasion and that her actions constituted self-defense, for which she should not be held liable. The judge ruled that although Jason had intended to commit burglary, he had not actually entered the home and had not carried out a direct attack. Meanwhile, although Emily acted in self-defense, the level of force she used clearly exceeded what was necessary, resulting in severe and irreversible harm. As a result, the court found Emily 40% liable and ordered her to pay approximately $800,000 in compensation. Do you think this ruling is fair?
What? If somebody is putting their hand in the mailbox, you should have the right to shoot their hand or whatever. You don't know what that person is doing. They obviously up to no good. If somebody trying to come in your house, doesn't matter if it's an arm or whole body, you should be able to defend what's going on. You don't know what that person's intentions is. What is up with that 40%? I'm not paying nothing. That's insane. If that's a true story, I don't even know if that's true. I had to look it up after I make this video because that is mind blowing. That pissed me off.
You are going to want to watch this video in full. This is CCTV footage coming out of Europe, and at first glance, it captures what appears to be a car speeding down the street. But oh, there's so much more to this video. It's truly paranormal. But when you zoom in, you quickly realize this isn't a shadow or an insect or even an animal. This appears to be a paranormal being chasing that car, but it's going so fast. I have slowed down the video for you. This is wild. Comment below, let us know what you think this could have been, or what this could have been.
You think mermaids are real? I think the ocean is deep enough, they definitely could exist. But it's so hard to tell because it's all this AI. To me, this looks like AI. It's a shame. I want to believe, I want actual footage, but it's... That looks horrible, it looks so fake.
Se fue. Right above is a map of something called Superfund sites, right? Superfund sites are effectively these industrial sites that are immensely toxic, okay? And the government has identified that a cleanup is necessary, or the people around the drinking water, the air will be affected or has already been affected, right? The dots in red are like immediate threats to local population. It needs to be corrected immediately. Now, 70% of these sites are covered by the companies that polluted, right? So the EPA says, hey, you polluted, you need to fix it, and they fix it because they polluted. That's just a fact. And then 30% of these sites are from companies who literally know they polluted but are denying it, or saying, just kidding, no, we didn't do it, or refusing to pay, okay? And in that case, the EPA needs to go after them, through the courts. Now, if the EPA is not able to get reprieve from these companies, then a taxpayer pays for it, the state government pays for it, and a local community that's affected by this pays for it. And underneath Donald Trump and Lee Zeldin, they have effectively they've just stopped going after, new polluters. They've literally stopped investigating and going to court. It's non-existent, which means now the budget that's already been assigned for the 30% that doesn't pay is being split amongst more sites, right? So you could literally be living near one of these toxic sites. No one's cleaning it up, no one's fixing it, and you wouldn't even know because no one's reporting it. I don't even think this is about politics. This is just them actively trying to be malicious and us. I don't think anyone on any side of anything would disagree that this is a travesty. These sites need to be cleaned up, and we should know what's going on in our backyards.
I agree. So can I stop paying my taxes now? Oh, I will get arrested? Of course I would, because I'm just a normal person, right? You got wonder why you have people out here who have the tinfoil hat on, who goes down the rabbit holes, who thinks all these crazy things, and then you see stuff like this, and then you research it, and you're like, wow, that's actually true. The pollution is doing X, Y, Z to you, or the data center is driving people insane because of the humming noise or the electromagnetic whatever it's making. It's just crazy. I'm not saying all conspiracies are true. I'm not saying that, that they're actively always trying to harm us, but it's just so much going on that it's kind of hard to be positive all the time about it. But hey, that's all the videos I got for today. Hope you had a good one. Peace. Right in front of our faces, right? Digo de algo,
questo pazzo, no? Un affresco che con lo stesso Camillo Falcone,
is this some CIA stuff here? Why does she look black? Oh my, God forbid. What is going on here? This show should go to hell.
That looks too real. Too real.
This guy was hanging out in my bedroom. I only got one good picture of him, so and I tried to clear up the picture the best I could, but he's clearing a mask in his one of his hands. It looks like he's got a mask on, but it looks like he's carrying the mask in his hand. So enjoy.
At first I thought this was fake, but I've seen it from so many different angles on TikTok. I'm thinking this could be
Your phone is giving you dementia. Yes, this is a real thing. This is not a joke. We now know there is a 400% increase in people being diagnosed with dementia, specifically linked to excessive screen time and short form content. And that's just in people ages 30 to 40. Did you know that the average 18-year-old spends 8 hours a day on their phone? That is absurd. You guys still think this is fun and games, doom scrolling every single day. You have to understand that our generation, we are essentially the lab rats in this ongoing experiment. Doom scrolling wasn't a thing 20 years ago. Kids born today will never know a world without phones, without screens. This is an actual crisis on our hands. We have to take action. We have to implement real solutions to manage our screen time. I use an app called No Scroll. But doom scrolling and phone addiction is far more serious than you think it is. And if left unchecked, I think it's going to be detrimental to society.
I agree. I think it's because all the short form content like TikTok and Instagram Reels and even YouTube Shorts, they keep pushing it. I do believe that's like messing with people long-term memory.
Watch the mannequin in this store carefully. Something isn't right. There's a human-shaped figure on display. And at first glance, it looks unbelievably real. The skin texture, the expression, even the eyes feel lifelike. But the strangest part is that a chain runs from the top of its head straight into its mouth, pulling its entire body upward, forcing it to stand there with its head tilted back in a stiff, unnatural pose. What's even weirder is that no one around seems to notice anything unusual. The person filming starts to feel uneasy and slowly moves closer, the camera zooming in as the figure looks more and more like something that's human, but not quite. Then, as the camera slightly shifts back, an even more disturbing detail is revealed. Standing behind the mannequin is another person that looks exactly the same. Same face, same expression, but that one is moving.
Is this a conspiracy theory? This is the craziest thing I found on the internet. Okay, so I went to Google Translate and I found this. And watch what happens when I change it. Okay, still seems okay. And then this is what it came up with. We gotta watch what we put in our bodies.
Words are powerful, indeed.
Wasn't on my bingo card, y'all. An Oxford scientist suggests that DNA may function like an antenna receiving signals from an external field. A week later, his lab suddenly closed for renovation. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. Let me know in the comments.
That was playing a lot.
There is pure confusion in their eyes, and even fear. And it's not just one or two players, every single one of them has the exact same reaction. If you look closely, you can feel how hard they are trying to hide it, but they simply can't. It's like there is truly something disturbing standing right in front of them. People in the comments noticed this immediately, and wild theories started spreading.
Look at this parking lot full. Look at this. Walks into the store, no one's there.
Nobody.
I sped it up.
Nobody in here, bro. Look, there's not even a line.
Nobody.
There's nobody in the aisles, bro. Look at this. How you explain all 50 cars out there, bro, and this store is empty? What the f?
You in the Matrix.
What the f?
Alright.
Okay, NASA just got exposed.
20 hours ago, they posted this image of the galaxy from April 7th, 2026. They say Artemis 2 took the picture. When you reverse image search it, it comes up that they already posted this image of the galaxy in 2008, okay, on multiple sources all over the place and originating from NASA. So you'd think if you were in space, you wouldn't need to use an image from, 15 frickin' years ago. You could just literally put your cell phone up to the window and take a new picture of the galaxy, or whatever GoPro fisheye lens they have going on. But do this yourself so you know this isn't, Grok's AI even confirms it, by the way.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all.
Alright, just so everybody knows, we are all up here. There's nothing on downstairs. Nothing.
Please. Rosie, can you please seriously?
Y'all can hear that, right?
What was that sniffing sound?
That's it. Hi.
You just stopped.
Yeah.
If that's a real video, because I feel like you could easily fake that, but let's just say it's real. I hope they called somebody, because there could be something going on at Crawl Space Attic they're not aware of.
And replaced her, y'all. Another one gone, allegedly. This is legendary Hollywood actress Leah Remini, and she starred from 1999 until 2007 in the hit show King of Queens. However, a lot of people think she's gone because she just put up photos, and this is now what she looks like. Now remember, when she was on show like King of Queens, this is what she looked like. When she was fighting Scientology and telling everybody it was a cult, allegedly, this is what she looked like. Now, this is what we're getting, and she's spoken up. She has said that she hasn't had any work done whatsoever. In fact, anything she's done is just Botox and injections to make sure her skin is smooth, and she has a flawless beauty routine. Problem is, homegirl, you look nothing like you used to. You look like a totally different person. And with all this stuff coming out in the files, people are wondering, especially because she went after Scientology so hard, is what we're seeing the fact that maybe she spoke too much truth. Maybe she was too loud, and maybe allegedly she was replaced, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, no facts.
It's possible, but Botox can make your face bigger too.
Aniston a shapeshifter too? You'll be asking yourself the same question after seeing this video. While she was on stage during a show, her eyes didn't close the way they should have. Even after blinking, they stayed partly visible, like a thin, translucent layer had passed over them. It looked just like the third eyelid that some reptiles have. Everyone on the internet is talking about this creepy video of a news reporter. In 2019, during his broadcast, his features suddenly shifted in a very creepy way. Look at his face carefully. His eyes look like the thin membrane that covers the eyes of crocodiles. The creepiest part was that just a few days later, the recorded broadcast disappeared from everywhere on the internet, but someone had managed to capture the moment on their phone and shared it online. Do you think it was just a glitch? Nicki Minaj has caught attention with her eyes, which seem to change color, often in a way that doesn't seem normal. Fans initially assumed it was just her wearing contact lenses, but on several occasions, Nicki herself denied this, and her eyes would still change. What's even more disturbing is an old video of Nicki that surfaced, where eagle-eyed viewers noticed her hands had strangely pointed joints with fanged edges.
Hello?
Hi there, can you open this door, please?
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There seems to be something going on.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just figured I'd check on something.
I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this door. Where's your daughter, man? Where's your daughter, man?
What are you talking about?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you?
Bro, if you don't leave...
Open this door, I'm breaking it down. You understand me?
Leave my house. You don't...
Are you okay? Is everyone in this house okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want? Can you
call the cops?
You open the door, please. You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
I don't know who you are. You don't belong to this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the door. Now, or I will end you. Do you understand me?
Put your hands on your head. Stand up and turn around. Don't move. Just don't move. Nick!
This was flooded all over my TikTok feed, so I had to show it. I know it's not the usual stuff we watch, but it still is creepy, and it still is unusual, because something like that don't happen like that. I'm glad the guy called the cops, but there is another video I found while making this video of he actually managed to break inside the house by going through the sliding door. So I'll show that now.
Where the fuck is she? Huh? Victor, you around? Huh? You like raping little girls, bitch? Huh? You fucking try me, I swear to God, I'll fucking kill you. Do you understand me? You wait. Get the fuck out of my fucking house! You think you can fucking stop me, motherfucker? I will save that little girl, you bitch! There's no fucking... You fucking liar! I can hear her! I can fucking hear her! Look at you, bitch! You son of a... I'll fucking kill you! Oh, you fucker! Man, hurry the fuck up, because I'm gonna drag his ass out! I'm telling you! What are you talking to, bitch? I'm telling you, get the fuck out of my house! Please. Just answer the question. Get the fuck out of my house! Answer the question, please. There's no one in there. There's 3 rooms, man. I don't know who you are. You better get the street at 1797 Co-op Drive. I don't know who you're talking about, man. Why do I hear screaming? Are you military? Yes. Okay. Can you help me out? Okay. Yes. I understand what you're going through right now. Yes. Can you step outside? Yes, sir. Thank you. Will. Thank you for asking. There's something going on this street, bro. Where's the police department?
Apparently he was looking for the person, somebody's daughter. I don't know if it was that person's daughter or somebody. Regardless, that person need to go in jail and stay in jail, because if you that bold to do something like that, there's something wrong with your mental.
I'll see this thing captured in a neighborhood in Los Angeles. A TikToker incog uploaded 2 separate angles of this thing flying around in a neighborhood, and it was seen by multiple people and recorded by at least 2 people. So this is one angle of it. Everybody's saying that it's a cloud, a scuff cloud, but never in my life have I seen a cloud move like this before. Not just that, it starts taking on like different forms. It almost looks like a woman in one, and then it looks like it has like antlers or horns in another one. It's almost wispy like hair too, and it almost moves like a jellyfish. This is a different angle of it. They said it was only in the sky for a few minutes and then it just dissipated like a cloud. Right here's one angle of it where it looks like a human almost.
And here's the angle that I was talking about where it looks like it has horns. Now many people are debating on whether or not this is AI. But with multiple accounts and multiple angles of this thing, I don't know if it is or not. What do you guys think this is? Let me know. And don't forget to like and follow for more.
If it's multiple people showing it, who knows?
This video shows a girl with a doll in the background. Her doll suddenly stood up on its own. Her reaction, completely justified.
That's exactly how you should react. It's a big party and none of us are in it, right? I don't want to be in it.
Guys, it's happening again. Even more countries are turning completely red. And remember, the footage you're seeing, 0 filters on it. This footage, for example, is from the Greek island of Crete, where the visibility has got so poor that flights have had to be rerouted. And the same goes for several North African countries like Libya, and it's moving towards others like Egypt too. So, what the hell is going on? Well, similar to what we saw in Australia over the weekend, an intense storm has blown through North Africa's Sahara, and it blows all of this red sand into the atmosphere, which clouds the sun and creates this real-life red tint. And so while it feels like a fitting time for the apocalypse, it's not yet.
What's that? Oh, a guy's at a hotel and decides to come down for a cup of coffee, but what happens next is wild, and they thought he overdosed on coffee? Tell me more! Yeah, the story's crazy. This guy's at a hotel. He decides to come down. He needs a cup of coffee. He asks the person at the front desk, hey, can I get some coffee over here? Yeah, we just poured a fresh batch of coffee. Go for it. He grabs himself a cup of coffee. He sits down and starts to sip on it. But this is where things start to ramp up and get a little wild. He starts to feel immediately unwell after drinking some of this coffee. He asks the lady, what is going on? Something's wrong with this coffee, and I feel extremely unwell right now. She responds, nothing. We just made it. Everything should be okay. Or do we need an ambulance? He starts to panic. He starts to feel even more unwell, and he says, yes, I need an ambulance here immediately. By the time the ambulance gets there, he is passed out. They get him in the ambulance and do all the things they try to do. He ends up passing away on the way to the hospital. They end up having to run some tests by investigating this a little bit and check the coffee and as well as coffee in the back. They tested it and it tested positive for fentanyl, both in the coffee pot as well as bags of coffee that were in the back. Okay.
Could you imagine going out that way? You go downstairs, get some coffee after a good night's rest. You drink it and it's laced with fentanyl. That would be a crazy way of going out. I personally don't think this story is true because I haven't seen it anywhere else, and I feel like if it was true, it would be everywhere to scare people from hotels and just crazy stuff because the news is just designed to scare you most of the time anyway, and that's like the perfect story to scare you.
Actors that were trying to tell us something.
I did, whenever you do a film like this where you fight Satan or the devil, you have to prepare yourself the right way. And so I did research in satanic kind of cults and stuff like that. As you know, as a matter of fact, in Los Angeles right now, there's like 50,000 devil worshippers. And that's not even that's not even including the agents.
Yeah.
But let me
Our crowd was too busy cheering satanic worship to hear the joke.
But it takes a lot of research and
Movie Arnold is referencing is called End of Days and came out in 1999, and I have to get around to watching it because I'm sure it's filled with symbolism as well. This particular scene happens to depict the man downstairs in his final form. I mean, look at that. Should be of no surprise that this type of content was on Conan's late night show as well, considering I found a skit of him doing this.
I'm gonna go to hell when I die. I'm gonna go to hell when I die. An entire audience chanting along. You're going to hell when you die.
Some people would say these interviews and skits are just a weird, dark style of humor. Other people might say that they're hypothetically putting the truth right in front of our faces. Comment below, let me know, am I onto something or am I tripping? Wake up.
The fact that they thought that was funny is just says a lot.
This terrifying incident was captured inside an apartment building in Turkey. The footage was reportedly recorded in October 2025. In the video, a young girl is seen entering the building. At the same time, an unknown man follows her inside. She walks toward the stairwell, and that's when the situation escalates. The man begins following her closely. Realizing something is wrong, the girl starts ringing multiple apartment doorbells in panic. Then, just in time, a resident opens one of the doors and steps into the hallway. The moment the man sees this, he immediately turns around and leaves the building. Footage ends there. No further information about the man has been made public, and it's unclear whether authorities were able to identify or locate him afterward. All we can hope is the girl made it home safely.
Smart girl. I'm glad she was able to think on her so fast.
What the f is that? Yo, what the f, bro? What am I looking at right now, dude? That's some real f. What the f am I looking at?
Did radiotomography with 30 watts, looking for oil in the ground. I found 26 oil wells over a 9-state area, and 100% of the time was accurate with just 30 watts of power beaming straight into solid rock. HARP uses 1 billion watts, beam straight into the ionosphere for experiments. Picture these strings on the piano has layers of the earth. Each one has its own frequency. What we used to do is beam radio waves into the ground, and it would vibrate any strings that were present in the ground. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say, that's natural gas. We might get a sound back like, and we say that's crude oil. We were able to identify each frequency. We accomplished this with just 30 watts of radio power. If you do this with 1 billion watts, the vibrations are so violent that the entire piano would shake. In fact, the whole house would shake. In fact, the vibrations could be so severe underground that could even cause an earthquake.
My question about HARPA and other tools that can be manipulated for weather and whatever, like other type of covert tools like that, how come, do they use those in war? I mean, like, would it be cheaper to use that versus missiles? You could say, oh, we didn't do anything to them. They just had an earthquake. But I guess if the area doesn't actually have like a fault line, I guess you couldn't use it. I guess it depends on how you plan to spread the fake news about the earthquake or tornado, hurricane, thunderstorm, or whatever you want to say. I'm just curious, do anybody know of any examples of weather manipulation used in war? Let me know in the comments below.
Have you and Jeffrey Epstein ever been in the same room together? I was at a party and he was at that party. I never spoke to him. I never met him. He just happened to be at a party that I was invited to.
So the answer is yes?
The answer was yes. I was in a room and he was in the same room. What?
No, I'm getting a little deception there.
I don't know what's going on here, you all, but you heard it for yourselves. Palm Beach Pete took this lie detector, and then the host said that he was getting a little deception there. So what is really going on? Because it's very bizarre how this man literally has the same identical tattoo as Jeff. I mean, again, I'm not saying that he is Jeff. Maybe this is all just one big coincidence, but something really seems strange about this guy. Again, I don't know what's going on. It's probably just a coincidence. This is just Palm Beach Pete. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Wake up.
Petrified fish. That's right. It's exactly what I said. And yes, fish can petrify. It's called permineralization. It's where the sediment replaces the tissue, the minerals. If you look behind me, we believe we've actually found one. You can see the eye hole. It goes all the way through. There's even a mouth down there, and there's pectoral fins, what we believe, and on top is the dorsal fin. And for all of you wondering how this fish got out here at 5,300 feet, well, there was a flood at one point in time when God flooded the earth to wipe it clean of the Nephilim and all the evil. That's when he told Noah to build the boat. And when the water receded, this is what was left, along with many of the other petrified giants that we believe we have found out here. Come see us. We're out here in Colorado. Please like, share, follow, repost, all that good stuff. And come on out and see us. PetrifiedGiants.com is where you can get some more information or book a tour. Thank you.
I don't know. Personally, I don't believe in that one.
The size. I mean, it wasn't even a very big budget. And I just kind of thought, when it's...
Favorite junk food?
Cheeseburgers.
Alright, celebrity crush?
Oh, I thought about this the other day and I've forgotten again. Ooh, remember it. Oh, come back to it.
Team you love to hate?
Team you love to hate.
Man,
English football team, to be honest. No, the actual English national team. Like, it's just like, you know, everyone wants them to win and they always never get anywhere.
Bex is not gonna like that. Have you had a cheesesteak since you've been in Philadelphia?
I had one for lunch.
What did you like on it? What did you put on it? Like onions or?
Well, I didn't really have a proper cheesesteak. I had a cheesesteak sandwich, so I didn't really have too much choice.
That's what it is. It's a cheesesteak sandwich. That's what it is.
Do you not get like an actual cheesesteak?
No.
Oh. Oh, I didn't know I had a choice of what I put on it. I had onions and mushrooms.
Did you like it?
It was amazing.
Okay, last thing, they're wrapping me up. Can you do one tease for us? Can you just say, hey, this is Robert and I'm talking to Jen on Good Day Philadelphia?
Hey, this is Robert. I'm talking to Jen. Oh, what is it again?
Good Day Philadelphia.
Good day. Hey, this is Robert Pattinson. I'm talking to Jen on Good Day Philadelphia.
Awesome. Hey, listen,
Cool.
good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Next time you come around, I'm going to know who the hell you are.
I don't know me.
You realize anyone in this situation would just tie their hair up in some kind of bun or ponytail or something? But no, any female that's ever been in space, they always leave their hair out like this just to show you that they're truly in space. Their hair has been like this the entire time. Anyone would tie their hair up. What's going on with the letters on the stupid stuffed animal or whatever? You realize that doesn't make any sense, right? And you see how once it does that too, he just like casually moves it. Oh, nothing to see here. Notice how they always have something right in front of them just floating around because they're really trying to sell you on this whole space thing. Does that look comfortable? Why would you be in that position for an extended period of time with your head all bent like that? And let's not forget how this bag right here just phases right through Buddy's ear. If you can say with a straight face that you really think that all of this is real, then you have some serious problems. We are not the ones with the problem. We are the ones pointing out the problem.
It's before the Artemis 2 crew traveled the longest distance humans have
You're not serious. Any of the females that have ever been to space have never tied their hair up. That is the first thing you would do in that situation. This is pathetic, and you're even more pathetic if you believe their lies when they're intentionally making the videos look fake. What's up with bringing frickin' stuffed animals to space all the time? Not a single one of them had their frickin' hair tied up. Like, are you serious? For some reason, you'd rather look like that for the entire mission instead of just tying your hair up? Like, come on, they're not being serious. Neither one of them has their hair tied, just whipping everybody in the face. You guys are so dumb if you think all of this stuff has been real. Think all of this stuff is just gonna be floating around like that and not bolted to something? Why would there just be wires and electronics and all this stuff just floating around?
Is now reporting a 9th scientist with ties to NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab has been added to the growing list of researchers across the country who have died under mysterious circumstances or disappeared. Fox News senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has the details. Hey, Kevin.
Afternoon to you, Will. Mike Hicks was a research scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or JPL, and apparently he died back in July of 2023 at the age of 59. But the cause of death was never made public, and no record of an autopsy being performed on him has ever been found. Now, on its face, that might not sound like such a big deal, but his is, as you point out, the 9th case of a person with ties to America's space and nuclear secrets who has died or mysteriously vanished in recent years, including retired Air Force General Bill McCaslin, who was reported missing by his wife more than a month ago. He'd been studying unidentified anomalous phenomena and potential non-human intelligence. Now, in common speak, that simply means aliens. And to be sure, the trend of unexplained deaths and disappearances is setting off alarm bells, both among national security experts and among lawmakers on Capitol Hill.
I think there's a message being sent in all this. I think we better be really careful, and it's more than 8. You take any other profession in the world, take car salesmen. How many of those have disappeared or died mysteriously in this in this country? And there's hundreds, if not thousands, of those. This is a very, very small group of people, and we better start paying attention to what's going on.
The great Tim Burchett speaking there. Another scientist missing, Monica Reza, JPL's Director of Materials Processing. She vanished without a trace last June, just months after beginning her tenure at the NASA lab. And perhaps most vexing of all, because of the nature of the research being conducted and the unusual circumstances surrounding many of these disappearances and deaths, we have scant new information, Will, about leads, though the investigation, we are told, at this very hour does continue. Will.
So I kind of want to talk more about what's going on with the missing scientists. It might be kind of long, so just brace yourself. All those scientists are like top in their field. And it's almost like once you know too much, you disappear. And one could say, well, maybe those people, maybe they seen some stuff and they mess with their mental. Wouldn't you find them in their homes, you know? But you're not finding them like that. They're literally missing. So either aliens or something is abducting them, possibility, or this is just one big agenda to push for us humans to accept the aliens exist for that Project Bluebeam. I don't know. Or it could be the fact that aliens are real. Maybe they're demons like some of my people that watch the channel say. Maybe they from another dimensions, which I don't think they come from other planets. Okay, that was weird. Like I was saying, or they're just real and they're doing stuff and maybe the government can't control it. There's just so many things about the UAPs. Yeah, it could be a national security. Yeah, it could be United States doing some stuff, or other governments have some crazy tech they don't want us to know. It's a possibility. Or maybe they're all being manipulated by some type of entity like aliens or something. I don't know, man. It's fascinating. But a part of me, I want to know, but a part of me kind of, I'm not scared to know, but like these people disappearing, man, it really make you not want to dig too deep into it. Because if I was to dig too deep in it and say something about it, maybe I found something. You know, who knows what could happen, right? But I have good mental health, by the way. Just want to put that out there.
All right, so I was just in here working out, and
thought I heard my name being called twice. It sounded like it was coming from the basement stairs or the kitchen. Now, I am home alone. My wife won't be home until late tonight. It's just me and the dog. And I've just been super on edge ever since whatever voice I caught the other night from the basement stairs. Like, I thought maybe it was outside. I looked outside, didn't see anything, and it didn't sound like it was distant, like outside. It sounded like it was coming from inside my house. So I have no explanation. It's really getting bad. It's getting... feels like the activity has been ramping up lately, and I open up the cemetery Monday morning, so I am kind of nervous about... I'm hoping that if it... What the f*** was that? I just heard something in my ear. Like, I felt the breath on my ear. Holy shit. I'm hoping when I go open the cemetery up Monday, whatever this thing is, we'll just go back there and just leave me the hell alone. Because this is getting too much. Way too much.
Hey, America. So today I delivered a load to a data center in South Carolina. And I'm going to tell you something about that data center that I seen. It looks like a prison. All right, listen to me. There's nothing but solid concrete walls and ventilation. I don't know why they would need something built like this for a data center, but I'm telling you now that these data centers have their own electric substations. I'm talking about with power cords, hey, to keep some stuff running. All right. But in all actuality, I'm telling you, these data centers look like encampments, concrete prisons. Now, I might be wrong. Maybe they're not. Maybe they really are data centers. But I'm looking at data centers that they're going to have computers that hold data. And these places are the size of 10 Walmarts. All right? Like, how many servers must you have to where these are coming up all around the country? One of these data centers look like it should be able to hold the information of everyone in this country 100 times over. But they're popping up everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? And I'm telling y'all, I've seen some jails. I've seen some prisons. Listen to me. I don't think these no data centers. I'm honestly feeling like there's going to come a time where some of us have to put up, shut up, or be locked up. So America and Americans, y'all better stay frosty and keep your eyes open. We know the vast majority of you are going to fall in place. But some of us really enjoy our freedom. And some of us will fight for it.
I'm not going to go into too much detail about people talking about how they're going to fight for stuff when things are happening right now and most people aren't fighting for nothing. But anyway, when it comes to the data centers, there is some good news. 50% of the data centers that are being built or got paid for are not being built because there's not enough power for our electric grid. So kudos, because if you have a data center next to you, I don't know if you know, you have to pay the electricity, not the data center, which is just truly mind-blowing. Like, how is that a thing? But it is. And you have to hear that hum. People always talk about the hum. Now they just out and open with that same sound. It's like, imagine having an electric car that's amplified by like 1 million. It's so annoying. Like, you hear it through your house and everything. I don't know. I think they're a bit too big too. It doesn't make sense. Like, why do they need that much processing power just for me to talk to it? I don't know. If they come into a town near you, fight them, fight them, fight them. Trust me, you do not want the value of your home to go down, and you do not want to have to move, and you don't want to hear that hum 24/7. And that's after the construction. So you got to hit the construction for years. It ain't worth it. Just to make some stupid AI slop. The only thing I think it's worth it for is medical research in general. Very useful for that. Maybe learning some surface level stuff, but the actual video creation, no. What we need that for? I think it's a waste of time. But that's just I'm not a huge fan. I wouldn't say I don't like AI. I'm not a huge fan of it.
New tonight, a McAllister mom is fighting for her life after a brutal animal attack, leaving her husband and 2 young daughters in a tough position.
Alicia Maxey was found severely injured Sunday morning. On top of that, her husband Wallace is on dialysis and waiting for a kidney transplant. Fox 23's Paige Orr joins us live in studio. Paige, you talked to the family and to investigators.
That's right, guys. Investigators originally thought that a dog was responsible, but the Pittsburgh County Sheriff's Office is now working with wildlife experts to identify the animal. As they search for answers, Alicia's family is struggling to stay afloat without their sole breadwinner and without a vehicle to get Wallace to his life-saving treatments.
In a remote yard in Blanco, Oklahoma, Alicia Maxey was ambushed before she could even reach the front door of a home where she was hoping to find work.
She heard a deep growl. She said she could remember this growl. And she turned to run back to the truck, and something just pounced on her and knocked her to the ground. And she says it was dog-like, is what she described, but she didn't say it was certainly a dog.
Alicia was airlifted to Ascension St. John in Tulsa with gruesome injuries to her face, arms, and legs. For her husband, Wallace, the first sight of his wife in the ICU was beyond anything he expected.
Whenever I first walked in here, I wasn't expecting to see this. You know, I was thinking more of like a dog chewed up on her leg or bites on her arm or something. I wasn't expecting this. But when I first walked in and I seen her, I broke down and started crying.
I'm in too much pain to say anything right now.
While Alicia fights through her 4th surgery, Pittsburgh County Sheriff Frankie McClendon says the sheer scale of the attack has prompted a search for answers.
38 years, I've never been involved or seen anything to this extent as far as injuries caused by a wild animal. Our question now is what caused these injuries? We've got the Department of Wildlife. They have actually taken some of the evidence, some of the clothing that was ripped from her, and send it off to one of their labs to see what we can find out if there's any way to identify what type of animal.
The tragedy has left the couple's 6- and 7-year-old daughters in a hard spot. Wallace is currently on the list.
Does that mean that could be Dogman or some type of cryptid? Could be. I mean, they already said it's not a dog attack. It looked like a dog. Sounds like Dogman to me. Or werewolf, right? And Pittsburgh is next to mountains, if I'm not mistaken. I've been there before. But hey, that's all the videos I got for the day. Take care. Peace.
See this right here? 100% fatality rate. Every who ended up in there has died.
This terrifying video comes from Von Outside. I'll tag him below. And he's right, because this is what's known as the death machine. And what you can't see is an 8 to 10 foot wall under the water, which creates a current similar to a washing machine. And you would be lucky to get out alive, because these are the most dangerous types of dams. That's why if you're kayaking, you should always take a friend and carry rope. But in this next clip, you'll see how professionals train for this exact situation. But let me know what you think.
That's why sometimes I feel like learning to swim, like it could be useful, but 3/4 of the time it's kind of useless. Because 95% of the time when you go in the water, you probably don't get out of it anyway, even if you know how to swim, unless you're a professional. These people are training and they still can't get out of it. Oh, he got out.
Y'all can't tell me these people aren't doing some sort of witchcraft.
So Katy Perry let it slip up in an interview one time that she carries a lock of Miley Cyrus's and Taylor Swift's hair in her purse. She said it's really cute, it's wrapped with a little bow, and she's just quirky like that because she's weird. They had performed together at iHeartRadio, and she asked for a lock of their hair and she carries it in her purse all the time. Why on earth would you carry acquaintances' hair in your purse? Why would you do that? And then Heidi Klum said on a talk show one time she carries a bag of teeth in her purse. She said it's like her kids' teeth. You're going to tell me that that's a child's tooth. I have children. They've lost many teeth. Many teeth. None of them have roots like that. That is not a child's tooth. It just makes you wonder, what else do they do that they don't tell the public about? Because this is just so ritualistic. It's not even funny. I really think there's more to it. It's not just a little quirky thing.
Oh mate, Rep. Anapolina Luna sent a letter to the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth requesting over 40 specific UAP video files, mate. Right, check this out. So there's a whole bunch of files being requested, and this is what we need. So Pete Hegseth, mate, your turn, buddy. Another page, end of page. But there's one thing that caught my eye, right? So check this out. It's this bad boy right here, Lake Huron in 2023. Most people have forgotten about this, but it's when a fighter jet shot down a supposed hot air balloon, right? On February 11th, 2023, an octagonal unidentified flying object was detected over northern Montana. It disappeared until it was spotted the next day in Wisconsin, flying at 20,000 feet over the upper peninsula of Michigan. The object was tracked by NORAD. The object was shot down over Lake Huron by the order of the US President Joe Biden on February 12th by the AIM-9 Sidewinder missile fired from the Minnesota Air National Guard F-16. Okay? On February 16, 2023, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police announced that they searched for the object and it had been suspended due to deteriorating weather and a low chance of recovery. However, documents made available in the public in November 2024 revealed that debris had been recovered and the object was from a company who sells weather monitoring equipment. So they tried to say that this whole incident was down to a weather balloon. But right here, you can see plain as day, there's UAP files requested to this. This is an unidentified aerial phenomena. That they lied about that whole situation itself. I'm kind of mind blown, right? So, how many others have we been told poo poo caca about, mate? Right? And it goes to show that they want to control the narrative. There's so much information that you get fed, which is not correct.
Did you know the entire meaning of this rocket goes directly back to Hollywood? And I don't mean a little bit, I mean in every single way. Obviously this image is not real, but really what is real? If you've already seen this part, just hold on because we'll get to the really crazy stuff in 1 minute. So first, it was at 8:33 and T-minus 33, oddly. But look at this. You can see these wrinkles and what looks to be plastic. This is right off of Fox News. Fox, Not a Mockingbird News. What's wild is it looks exactly like an inflatable. We totally know that's not true though, but why are they showing this on Fox, Not a Mockingbird News? Now, even though that thing looked like an inflatable, we do have something in the sky, of course going at a 45-degree angle like always to fall in the ocean. Just kidding, that's a joke. A joke. And then we have videos like this. But it just goes to ask questions. Why the inflatable on the news then? By the way, completely unrelated, they have super lifelike, like hyper realization holograms that they can put in the sky now. Who knew? Let's get into Hollywood, because why is it that one of the astronauts literally, for real, look it up, played a part in Star Trek? That's not all. It gets much, much deeper. All the paid creators on Twitter post the same exact message right before it happened. Why? Because it's a freaking ritual. But did you know that Artemis, the name of the rocket, or Diane the Huntress, actually goes a whole lot deeper? It is exactly Hollywood. We'll get to that in a minute. So on Paul's Day, they have Ephesus, who are worshippers of goddess Diane, or Diane the Huntress, which fell down from Jupiter. Diopedes, meaning Zeus, so the image fell from Zeus himself, and then Artemis is actually Diane. You ready for the craziest part? This location is Holywood, Rome of Nemi. So how does the Huntress Diane in English or Artemis in Greek fit into this? She was the ancient pagan deity of Hollywood, of which some are called Mere Diane or Lake Diane of Nemi, where they would do all their rituals. Come back to the rituals in a minute. Also, Hollywood, synonymous with Hollywood, it's where they would get the wood for their magic wands. So Artemis was literally the god of Hollywood, and guess what they did at Mere Diane? Let's just say, little ones, we took it out to the middle of the lake and offered up. Totally doesn't sound like the Hollywood that we know, right? And the ritual straight back to the tradition of Baal and Moloch. Fast forward 2026, the two deities in charge of Hollywood are still Artemis, like we saw on the rocket, the real rocket, and Baal. And they demand the same exact ritual. And it really does go a lot deeper, but I have a video from like a year ago on the Red Button platform you can watch. Let me know what you think.
They still exist, apparently.
Why the old prisons in America look like castles, like Joliet Correctional Facility, 1858. Eastern State Penitentiary, 1829. West Virginia State Penitentiary, 1876. Ohio State Reformatory, 1896. Missouri State Penitentiary, 1836. New Jersey State Prison, opened 1830. Preston Castle, 1890. Old Vanderburg Jail, 1890. Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, 1850. San Quentin Penitentiary, 1852. And Sing Sing, 1825. I want to know how vast and deep their tunnels go, but what I really want to know is who on that list is going to jail first in one of these penitentiaries in America, because these facilities can make some more room.
So there's some sort of interest on the part of people who are clearly deeply implicated in the mind control stuff, in the UFO stuff. And then that book I mentioned, Martin Cannon, Controllers, he says abductions are just, like alien abductions are just a smokescreen for MK Ultra. Most famous abduction was Betty and Barney Hill in 1961.
But we're there, yeah.
They actually say, you know, in their hypnotic regression, the beings look like Nazis, or these are Operation Paperclip scientists brought over.
There's a very cool X-Files episode. I don't remember the whole story, but UFO crashes or something, and the woman is being like manipulated, and she's probably going to get an anal probe and everything by the aliens. Then all of a sudden it's human beings. And then the boss guy says, okay, rinse her out.
Right. And you know what? I think certain abductions have been that. And then this is where it's so weird. It's kind of the perfect smokescreen for intel, because I also think there are real alien abductions.
That's a very different spin on abductions. I've never heard of that one before, but you know what? It makes a lot of sense. It really do, because who's going to believe in alien abduction? No one, right? Yeah, that's pretty smart, because obviously alien abductions do happen, but if you sprinkle in some humans and brainwash somebody with MK Ultra, it would just all blend in the same category and nobody would question it. Pretty genius.
Do you remember that video that China released of the Tiansao 9 scraping upon the firmament? Funny thing, Tiansao is roughly translated to heavenly vessel. And another thing, have you noticed how every single rocket shoots up and then starts curving, following an arched trajectory, almost like it's avoiding something above? My theory is that it's avoiding the firmament, because we cannot leave the closed system that we are in. So they are basically mocking us by loading some hollow phallic with a bunch of helium, shooting it up into the air, making it either hit the firmament and blow up or scrape the firmament, or it just avoids it completely and then falls down into the ocean. That's the thing. I lived in Florida. Yes, they actually launch rockets, but they are not going to outer space. And have you noticed how every single time a rocket reaches outer space, it's suddenly CGI? Just like the rocket launch that we just had on April Fool's. Guess what? Now that they're in space, oh, it's computer-generated images. I wonder why. Probably because the entire concept of outer space is completely false. Google rockets in space. Every single image is a computer-generated image. Why is that? That's because there is no outer space. There is the firmament, and then past the firmament is the metaphysical, God's domain. You cannot go there. Elon Musk is even posting CGI videos of his phallic launching and landing. But I made this video for entertainment purposes.
These are the remnants of a lost empire. The Tartarian Empire. And zoomed in here on just this map, you can see Russia up there on the left. Well, what would become Russia. And Tartaria, complete with its own capital right there. Now they tell us it was just a placeholder name to describe the vast unknown eastern regions by European cartographers. Yet zooming in here, it looks pretty known to me. Can even see the Great Wall of Tartaria on the right there, complete with detailed cities, mountain ranges, rivers, and lakes. I would say it's anything but parts unknown. They even have different depictions of them. You have the Russians right there, Moscovian, and the Tartarians right there. But try as they might, the controllers of our history couldn't erase all traces of this empire. With maps from as far back as the 1400s, it is clear much has been left out of the narrative. As I say time and time again on this channel, history is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. Set of lies they agreed upon. And if it's just the Tartarians you think they left out of our history book, that's just the surface of how deep this deception goes. The Tartarians were the last reset. The last unburial of our realm. Question everything, friends.
If Tartaria was just a placeholder, why have a name for it? Why not just put like unknown, or just have the empty land and have no name for it? I call BS on that, because even if you look on that map, it's mapped out pretty well for a bunch of Europeans who claim they don't know what's in that area. So something's up with that. We'll probably never know. We can just keep guessing by looking at old maps and books. Shame, because I would love to know more about it.
You?
Is it me? It's not me.
It's motion sensor. There's no one over there. Okay, do it one more time.
Do it one more time, please. So, you're a girl? You're a girl! Are you? She's a girl!
And just for show, let's see if it comes on right here. I'm right here. Okay. Nothing. Are you 5? Are you 6? 7?
8?
9? You're 9? You're 9 years old?
Well, your name starts with a B? Is it Rihanna?
Brittany. Is your name Brittany?
Is it Bianca?
That's a weird name.
I don't know what
came to mind.
Yeah.
Bianca?
Something that claims to be the spirit of a 9-year-old girl named Bianca began using the faucet to communicate with her daughter.
That was creepy.
What do you mean creepy?
How did Jeeba get that? Yeah, it is creepy.
You're gonna be with me?
Suddenly, the faucet stops as a shadow is seen moving towards her daughter.
I know there's someone here, baby. It's just a little chilly in here. I know this crazy noise. What noise, baby? Does it? Can you do a screen recording?
Immediately after this, the father begins to hear static from the video call as they feel the room getting cold.
He just learned how to farm, and Birdman here has Arnold calves and Mr. Olympia forearms while wearing a rolly and holding a Gucci bag. These are the Sumerian Apkallu, and they have the same wings as the seraphim in the Bible. Same stance and falcon head as Horus from Egypt. They both have the winged disc that they stole from Mini. The same flower of life pattern they put on their floors is in an Egyptian temple and pretty much everywhere on Earth. One of the two stole this guy from each other, and then the rest of the world stole the guy from them. They have a clay tablet that has the Pythagorean theorem on it 1500 years before Pythagoras. The Sumerian and Egyptian kings list go back at least 30,000 years. But what really gets me is this thing. It's called a Vajra in ancient India. It's called a thunderbolt there. Also called a thunderbolt in ancient Greece. The problem is it's a mirrored Mandelbrot set. What does that mean? It means somehow fish dudes knew about fractal geometry while the rest of the world was hunting and gathering, which was so impressive it led the Pope to steal his hat. Then they go and build these things everywhere out of mud brick that is still around today. Sumer is crazy.
The images do depict what looks like this massive river, the Mississippi, that is like the counterpart of the River Nile, with these pyramids that are placed all along the sides. And such civilizations did exist in North America. What I'd like to know is, do the Native Americans remember in their history from their ancestors that in North America there were pyramids? That is the best source. I mean, if they want to authenticize this claim, those are the people that would know. They are the people that were here. It's not over. Some variations of the theory expand further, suggesting the existence of a large advanced civilization in North America that predates or replaces the traditionally recognized Egyptian civilization. So they're saying that this civilization in North America predates Egypt, before Egypt. And these interpretations of the relocation of Egypt, it's framed as part of a broader rewriting or suppression of global history. It's not validated. It's a theory. But we do have the evidence of the Egyptian carvings in the Grand Canyon and in areas of America. Then we have the critics of this Mississippi-Egypt theory, and they state that there is no archaeological, linguistic, or cultural evidence supporting the presence of ancient Egypt civilization in North America. Egyptian artifacts, inscriptions, burial practices, and historical continuity are well documented in Africa, with no corresponding evidence found in the Mississippi region. So the theory is interpreted as an example of speculative historical revisionism. Some critics will say that it's cultural projection. Others call it cultural appropriation. But what if there's another explanation for this? Just like we read in the Sumerian tablets, Enki and Thoth both would go around the world creating these civilizations. So if they did it in Mesoamerica and in South America, the Aztecs, Quetzalcoatl, and all of that ancient history, it's not too far-fetched that they did the same thing in North America. What I'm saying is, why does this Mississippi and the pyramids here in North America have to be Egypt from Africa and the history was changed? Can it just be another civilization that the Anunnaki created? I believe that that's the best interpretation. We are not Egypt. We are another civilization, parallel to the Egyptians, maybe. I'm Christina Bruno, your host. Thank you for watching. And as usual, let me know what you think in the comments.
white orb is. It's moving slowly, but it's definitely moving. And like it's getting brighter and brighter. That thing's pretty big when you compare it to the, I'm assuming that's the moon over there. It moving? You know, I think about it often. Like, man, I wish I could time travel. Because I would love to go back to the Sumerian history to see their cities and civilization and everything. I think it would be so awesome. I would definitely obviously go back to see Jesus as well. I would love to see some of those streets. It'd be very interesting to see. Definitely would like to see Bruce Lee in real life too. That'd be pretty interesting. But I just always wonder why they don't want to tell us everything. I think that it's because they're still using some of that stuff. I mean, why else would you be lying about it or not talking about it when we know you know? It's because maybe you're using some of the stuff and you don't want the public to know yet. I mean, they put so much money in the United States military budget. I wouldn't be surprised if some of that money is going to make things that they already seen. I think they work together with interdimensional aliens and other creatures. And I wouldn't be surprised they do know how to use some of the old lost technology that we don't know about, that we only can speculate about. That's what I think. That's it for everything. See you later.